Welcome to Quiet Lives. Before we drift into tonight's journey, if you find sanctuary here, please consider subscribing to join our community of rest. I would love to know which corner of the world you are finding peace in tonight, and what hour it is where you are. Feel free to share your story in the comments below. Now, let's begin. The earliest morning light filters through the sheer floor-to-ceiling windows, casting a soft, pearlescent glow across the expansive, uncluttered space of your private sky suite. You stir, a slow, almost imperceptible shift beneath the covers, feeling the cool, smooth whisper of the finest Italian silk sheets against your bare skin. The fabric, so finely woven, seems to breathe with your every subtle movement. The bespoke mattress beneath you yields just enough, cradling your form with an exquisite balance of support and softness, a quiet testament to thoughtful design and meticulous craftsmanship. The air, conditioned to a perfect gentle coolness, carries no discernible scent, only a pristine, refreshing clarity that invites a deeper, more settled breath. You allow your eyelids to slowly, deliberately part, adjusting to the muted brightness that fills the room. The light is not harsh, but diffused, as if filtered through a delicate veil. The suite unfolds before you, a study in understated elegance. Polished dark wood of an exceptional grain gleams softly, reflecting the nascent light in long, gentle streaks, while subtle textures of hand-woven linen on the cushions and the cool brushed metal of a floor lamp quietly catch your attention. A deep, unhurried breath expands your chest, filling your lungs completely, a quiet and profound affirmation of the new day. The distant, almost imperceptible hum of the city far below is the only sound that truly penetrates this height, a gentle, rhythmic pulse that feels more like an inherent part of the silence than any kind of interruption. You lie there, simply existing, for a moment longer. A slow, luxurious stretch ripples through your entire body, beginning in your toes and extending through your calves, up your spine, and into the tips of your fingers. Your muscles lengthen, releasing the night's gentle embrace with a satisfying, quiet ease. The silk sheets shift with you, creating a soft, barely audible rustling sound, like dry leaves stirred by a summer breeze, almost too delicate to fully register. You turn your head slightly, your gaze drawn irresistibly to the vast, ever-evolving canvas beyond the towering glass. The sky is a pale, promising blue, streaked with the last, softest vestiges of dawn's most delicate hues, melting into a horizon that seems to stretch on forever. There is a profound sense of immense space here, a quiet dominion over the world, gently waking beneath you. With a graceful, unhurried ease, you push yourself up, allowing your feet to slowly find the plush, hand-knotted wool rug that lies beside the bed. Its deep, soft pile feels cool and grounding against your soles, a comforting, natural contrast to the sleek, polished surfaces elsewhere in the suite. You sit for a long moment, simply observing, letting your gaze wander across the meticulously arranged space. A minimalist sculpture, crafted from polished bronze, catches the increasing light, its smooth surface reflecting a tiny, distorted, yet fascinating version of the rising sun, a miniature world within the larger one. Each object seems perfectly placed, contributing to a sense of calm order. Your hand reaches instinctively, slowly, for the small, heavy glass carafe resting on the bedside table. The crystal feels cool and remarkably smooth beneath your fingertips, the condensation barely perceptible, a fine, cool film. You lift one of the matching tumblers, its delicate weight a pleasure in your palm, and pour a measure of chilled, filtered water. The gentle warmth of the growing morning sun now beckons you from the private terrace, drawing you away from the serene interior of your sky suite. You move with an unhurried grace, the cool, polished marble of the floor giving way to a slightly rougher, sun-warmed stone underfoot as you step through the wide, silently gliding glass doors. A faint, almost imperceptible breeze whispers past, carrying with it the clean, crisp scent of the high altitude mingled with a subtle, tantalizing hint of freshly baked bread. The panorama that unfolds before you is breathtaking, a vast expanse of city and sky, now bathed in the clear, golden light of a fully awakened day, stretching into the soft, distant haze of the horizon. A meticulously arranged breakfast awaits you at a small, elegant table, positioned perfectly to capture the morning's brilliance. The table itself is crafted from a smooth, cool stone, its surface reflecting the light with a gentle sheen. A crisp white linen tablecloth, impeccably pressed, drapes over it, its fine weave visible in the sharp sunlight. You approach slowly, allowing your gaze to take in the delicate porcelain of the plates, each piece rimmed with a subtle, hand-painted gold detail that catches the light. The polished silver cutlery rests precisely beside each plate, reflecting tiny glints of the sun's rays, their cool, smooth surfaces promising a pleasant weight in your hand. You settle into one of the comfortable, woven armchairs, the material yielding softly as you recline, offering just the right amount of support. The chair's slight warmth, having absorbed the sun, feels pleasant against your back. Your fingers lightly trace the cool, smooth rim of the coffee cup, noting the delicate curve of the handle. A small, gleaming silver pot, exquisitely crafted, holds dark, aromatic coffee. You reach for it, feeling the satisfying weight of the pot in your hand, and pour the dark liquid into your cup. The rich, deep aroma of freshly brewed coffee rises, warm and inviting, mingling with the clean morning air, a quiet invitation to savor. Next to the coffee, a small, elegant cloche covers a basket of pastries. You lift the dome with a soft, almost inaudible sound, revealing an assortment of golden croissants and delicate pains au chocolat, their surfaces glistening slightly in the sun. The sweet, buttery scent of warm pastry fills the air around you, a comforting counterpoint to the coffee. You select a croissant, its flaky layers a delicate architecture of golden brown. As you bring it to your lips, the warmth of the pastry is a gentle promise. The first bite is a revelation of crispness, followed by a soft, yielding interior, the rich, buttery flavor lingering on your tongue, a truly exquisite sensation. You take a slow sip of your coffee, the warmth spreading through you, the robust, slightly bitter taste, a perfect complement to the sweetness of the pastry. Your eyes drift back to the view, now observing the subtle movements far below, tiny cars like miniature jewels glinting on distant roads, the barely perceptible sway of distant trees. A solitary bird, a small, dark silhouette, arcs gracefully across the immense blue expanse of the sky, its silent flight a momentary, captivating dance. The sound of a spoon gently stirring your coffee is the loudest noise in this immediate space, a soft, rhythmic clink against the porcelain. The morning light continues to deepen, painting the distant buildings in warmer tones of gold and ochre. You feel a profound sense of quiet contentment, a gentle settling into the rhythm of the day. The subtle flavors of your breakfast linger, a quiet echo on your palate. Here, suspended above the world, time seems to stretch and soften, allowing for a deep, unhurried appreciation of each passing moment. The air feels lighter, cleaner, and the day ahead remains an open, tranquil canvas, waiting for your gentle presence. The bright, open expanse of the terrace gradually recedes as you step through a discreet, heavy door, entering the hushed, cool embrace of your private art gallery. The air instantly shifts, becoming noticeably cooler, carrying with it a faint, refined scent of polished wood and aged canvas, a stark yet welcoming contrast to the sun-warmed outdoor air you just left. The natural light from outside fades, replaced by the soft, carefully modulated glow of gallery lighting, subtly illuminating the quiet space around you with an almost reverent quality. Your footsteps, usually light, become almost entirely absorbed by the thick charcoal gray wool carpet that stretches across the floor, creating a profound sense of silence with each deliberate step. The door closes behind you with a soft, precise click, a subtle, satisfying sound that seals away the outside world completely, leaving you in undisturbed solitude. You find yourself in a long, elegant corridor, its walls a pristine, muted white, serving as a quiet backdrop for the dark, rich frames of large-scale artworks. The quiet here is absolute, a deep, resonant stillness that encourages a slower breath, a gentler, more contemplative pace. You begin to walk, your movements unhurried, allowing your eyes to adjust fully to the subtle interplay of light and shadow that defines the space. Your gaze is drawn to a large canvas on your left, a contemporary abstract piece rendered in deep blues and silvers, its surface hinting at hidden depths. You stop before it, close enough to discern the intricate layering of paint, the delicate texture where the artist's brushstrokes are still visibly embedded, a quiet history of creation. The cool, controlled light from above accentuates the subtle shifts in hue, revealing unexpected pockets of color and form within the composition, drawing you into its silent conversation, inviting a prolonged, thoughtful observation. Moving on, your attention shifts to a pedestal holding a minimalist sculpture crafted from a single, imposing piece of dark polished basalt. Your fingertips hover just above its cool, smooth surface, feeling the subtle radiation of its inherent chill without actually making contact. The stone, a deep, almost velvety black, seems to absorb the light rather than reflecting it, creating a profound sense of weight and permanence. You trace its clean, elegant lines with your eyes, admiring the sculptor's ability to imbue such a solid, unyielding material with a sense of fluid movement, a silent dance frozen in time. The air around it feels still, undisturbed, almost reverent in its quiet presence. The ambient lighting throughout the gallery is designed with meticulous intent, soft spotlights casting gentle, focused pools of illumination on each piece, while the spaces between remain in a comfortable, inviting dimness. There are no harsh glares, no distracting reflections from the polished surfaces. The very quality of the light itself seems to contribute to the pervasive calm, encouraging prolonged contemplation, allowing your mind to slowly unfurl. You pause, allowing the sheer quietness of the space to wash over you, a soothing balm to any lingering thoughts. The distant, almost imperceptible hum of the building's sophisticated climate control system is the only mechanical sound, a quiet, consistent whisper in the background, a steady, low thrum. You continue your slow circuit, occasionally stopping before another piece, allowing your gaze to linger, to absorb the intricate details of a delicate bronze, the vibrant, yet muted, palette of a landscape. Each artwork holds its own silent narrative, inviting a gentle, unforced connection. The cool air circulates softly, a constant, refreshing presence against your skin. The quiet solitude here is a luxury, a profound opportunity for introspection and peaceful observation, far removed from the world's demands. Your slow, deliberate circuit through the gallery's hushed corridors eventually leads you to a secluded alcove, where a single, focused beam of soft, cool light illuminates a new acquisition. The air in this specific space feels even more still, almost reverent, carrying a faint, subtle scent of aged vellum and dry, delicate pigments, a quiet whisper of centuries held within. This is not simply another piece. It is a recent, rare addition, carefully presented, inviting a deeper, more intimate contemplation. You approach the display with an unhurried grace, your soft footsteps on the thick carpet making no sound. The object rests within a climate-controlled vitrine, its clear, pristine glass offering an unobstructed view while preserving its delicate integrity. It is an illuminated manuscript, open to a specific, breathtaking page, its colors still vibrant despite the passage of time. The specialized, gentle lighting reveals the intricate details of the miniature painting, the precise, delicate brushstrokes that brought mythical creatures and stylized flora to life on the page. You lean in slightly, your breath slowing further, to observe the tiny imperfections, the subtle variations in hue that speak of human hands and ancient craftsmanship. Your eyes trace the delicate gold leaf that outlines the figures and embellishes the borders, catching the soft light with a muted, ancient shimmer. The gold does not gleam harshly, but rather glows with an inner warmth, a testament to its enduring quality and the master gilding techniques of long-ago artisans. You can almost feel the smooth, cool texture of the vellum, the treated animal skin, imagining the slight resistance it would offer to your fingertips. The faint, almost imperceptible scent of history emanates from the display, a grounding aroma that speaks of quiet libraries and diligent scribes, of lives lived and stories told across generations. You remain there, unmoving, allowing the intricate beauty of the manuscript to slowly unfold within your perception. The deep, rich blues and greens of the pigments, derived from minerals and plants, seem to hold a particular depth, a quiet intensity that draws you into their ancient world. Each tiny detail, from the delicate rendering of a bird's feather to the ornate flourish of an initial letter, tells a story of meticulous dedication and artistic devotion. There is a profound sense of continuity, a quiet dialogue across time, as you stand in silent communion with this artifact, a direct link to a distant past. The cool, regulated air of the gallery barely stirs around you, a constant, gentle presence. You shift your weight imperceptibly, allowing a new angle of light to catch the page, revealing a different facet of its intricate beauty. The subtle changes in the gold leaf, the way a particular pigment seems to deepen or lighten, offer fresh insights with each moment of observation. There is a quiet thrill in this discovery, not of something dramatic or sudden, but of a slow, unfolding appreciation for the layers of history and artistry contained within these pages. The silence of the gallery amplifies this feeling, allowing your mind to settle, to truly absorb the quiet grandeur before you. The manuscript rests, a silent sentinel of time, holding its secrets and its beauty with an unshakable poise. Its presence fills the quiet space, a gentle anchor in the stillness of the morning. You feel a deep, quiet satisfaction in its acquisition, a sense of guardianship over a piece of enduring human creativity. The cool, clean air continues its subtle circulation, a constant, soothing current. The quiet dialogue with the past continues, A gentle hum in the profound stillness, a peaceful presence in the heart of your private sanctuary. Leaving the serene, quiet contemplation of the art gallery, you find yourself drawn to a subtly concealed door, its surface a seamless continuation of the cool, polished stone wall. With a gentle, deliberate pressure, the heavy door swings inward on silent, perfectly balanced hinges, revealing a passage that descends into a deeper, more profound coolness. The air instantly changes, becoming distinctly damper, carrying a rich, earthy scent mingled with the subtle, sweet aroma of aged wood and a faint, complex whisper of ripe fruit. This is the entrance to your personal wine cellar, a sanctuary of patience and quiet history. You step onto the first of a series of broad, smooth stone steps, each one cool and solid beneath your foot. Your hand instinctively reaches for the sturdy, dark iron banister, its surface cool and slightly textured, offering a grounding anchor as you begin your slow descent. The sounds of the upper floors, already distant, completely dissipate with each downward step, replaced by a profound, almost primordial silence that seems to absorb all external noise. The light dims gradually here, transitioning from the controlled illumination of the gallery to a softer, more atmospheric glow emanating from discreet, recessed fixtures set within the stone walls, casting long, gentle shadows that play with the contours of the ancient rock. The descent is unhurried, a deliberate journey deeper into the earth. The air grows steadily cooler, a constant, refreshing chill that wraps around you, a stark contrast to the morning's warmth. You notice a faint, almost imperceptible scent of damp soil and mineral, a natural perfume of the subterranean world, mingling with the more refined notes of the wines themselves. Each step down feels like a gentle release, a shedding of the day's subtle energies, drawing you further into a realm of quiet preservation and slumbering potential. The occasional, soft drip of condensation from a distant pipe is the only sound, a delicate, rhythmic punctuation in the pervasive stillness. Finally, the steps level out, and you emerge into the main chamber of the cellar. It is an expansive space, meticulously organized, its walls lined with floor-to-ceiling racks crafted from dark, unvarnished oak, each slot holding a bottle in quiet repose. The soft amber light from the hidden fixtures casts a warm, inviting glow on the rows of glass, creating a mesmerizing pattern of reflections and shadows. The air here is perfectly still, maintained at an ideal, constant temperature and humidity, a silent testament to the careful guardianship of these precious contents. You begin to walk slowly along one of the long aisles, your soft-soled shoes making no sound on the cool flagstone floor. Your gaze drifts over the hundreds of bottles, each one a silent story, a specific vintage from a particular year and region. The labels, some crisp and new, others softened and slightly yellowed by time, offer glimpses into their origins. You notice the faint, delicate layer of dust that coats some of the older bottles, a fine, almost velvety patina that speaks of long, undisturbed rest. The smooth, cool glass of the bottles seems to absorb the light, holding it within, hinting at the deep, complex liquids nestled inside. You pause before a particular section, your eyes drawn to a specific row of bottles, their dark glass hinting at a rich, deep red within. Your fingertips, without touching, trace the outline of a label, feeling the quiet weight of history and anticipation that emanates from the glass. The air around you is perfectly still, save for the faintest, almost imperceptible hum of the climate control system, a deep, steady breath of the cellar itself. This is a place of profound patience, where time is not measured in minutes, but in decades, where quiet aging transforms the simple into the extraordinary. This stillness here is a profound comfort, a deep, unwavering presence. The cool, consistent air of the cellar still envelops you, a constant, gentle presence as you stand amidst the silent rows of waiting bottles. Your gaze, now accustomed to the soft, amber light, drifts along the meticulously organized shelves of dark oak, each bottle a vessel of time and quiet anticipation, a continuation of the profound stillness you first encountered upon entering these depths. You begin a slow, contemplative search for a particular vintage, your eyes moving with an unhurried rhythm across the array of labels. Each scroll, each crest, each year printed in fine script, tells a silent story, a promise of flavors to come, a whispered history of sun and soil. The faint, earthy scent of damp stone and aged cork seems to deepen as you move, a subtle olfactory guide through this underground library of slumbering spirits. Your soft steps on the cool flagstone floor produce no discernible sound, only a feeling of solid, unwavering support beneath you. You take your time, allowing the visual information to wash over you, seeking not with urgency, but with a quiet, knowing patience, allowing your focus to narrow, to sharpen. The gentle hum of the climate control system remains a distant, almost subconscious thrum, a steady heartbeat in the profound stillness, a constant, subtle reminder of the careful preservation taking place around you. Your eyes finally settle on a specific bottle, its dark glass nestled securely within its oak cradle, a familiar label catching the soft light. You extend your hand slowly, deliberately, reaching past its neighbors with an almost surgical precision, respecting the quiet repose of each. Your fingers brush lightly against the cool, dust-kissed glass of adjacent bottles, producing the faintest, most delicate clink, a sound so soft it barely registers yet entirely present in the deep quiet of the cellar, a tiny chime in the stillness. You grasp the chosen bottle firmly but gently, feeling its substantial weight, the cool, smooth curve of its body in your palm, a comforting density. With a slow, careful motion you draw it out from its slot, the friction of glass on wood, a soft, whispering scrape, a sound of gentle liberation, a quiet invitation to awaken. You hold the bottle before you, turning it slowly to catch the subtle amber light on its surface. The label, slightly aged, feels almost velvety beneath your thumb, its texture a quiet contrast to the smooth, cool glass. You observe the deep, rich color of the wine through the dark bottle, a promise of depth and complexity that has matured over years. Your gaze lingers on the cork, sealed tightly, a silent guardian of the liquid within, its natural, slightly irregular texture visible at the bottle's neck. The coolness of the glass permeates your hand, a constant, grounding sensation that speaks of optimal storage. There is a faint, almost imperceptible scent emanating from the bottle itself, a distant memory of ripe fruit and rich earth, mingling with the cellar's own unique, grounding aroma. With the chosen vintage now in your hand, you turn towards a small padded wooden crate, positioned conveniently nearby. Its interior is meticulously lined with a soft, dark felt, ready to receive its precious cargo with care. You lower the bottle with utmost consideration, guiding it gently into one of the felt-lined compartments. The bottle settles with a soft, almost cushioned thump, a sound absorbed immediately by the plush material, leaving the quietude of the cellar entirely undisturbed. You run your fingers lightly over the smooth, dark wood of the crate, feeling the subtle grain beneath your touch. a sense of quiet satisfaction in this small, deliberate act of preparation, a small ritual of care. The selected bottle now rests, a silent anticipation for the evening's quiet enjoyment, a promise held in stillness. The quiet transition from the cool, earthy stillness of the cellar brings you now to an entirely different realm of calm. The hushed, ambient warmth of your private spa, as the discreet door glides shut behind you, sealing away the outside world. Your senses are immediately enveloped by a profound sense of gentle heat and a soft, diffused light that seems to emanate from the very walls themselves. The air, thick, with a delicate, clean mineral scent, carries the faintest whisper of steam, a soft, almost imperceptible haze that softens every edge, every surface within the expansive, elegantly appointed space. The cool, polished marble of the floor beneath your feet quickly gives way to a warmer, subtly textured stone, guiding you deeper into this sanctuary of soothing comfort. You walk slowly, your steps deliberate and unhurried, across the smooth, warm flagstones. The only sound is the incredibly soft, rhythmic lapping of water, a gentle, hypnotic pulse that draws you forward, a quiet invitation. Ahead, framed by sleek, dark-grained wood and panels of translucent glass, lies the thermal pool, its surface a shimmering expanse of inviting warmth. Wisps of steam curl gracefully upwards, dancing in the soft, indirect light, creating an ethereal, dreamlike atmosphere that seems to blur the boundaries of the room. The natural stone surrounds of the pool are smooth and subtly variegated, reflecting the soft glow, hinting at the geological origins of the thermal waters. You pause at the edge of the pool, allowing the warm, humid air to settle over your skin, a comforting embrace after the cooler depths of the cellar. Your gaze drifts across the water's surface, noticing the tiny, perfect ripples that expand and dissipate with an almost imperceptible rhythm, a silent breath of the water itself. The water appears a deep, inviting sapphire, its clarity absolute, hinting at the mineral richness within. You reach out a hand, extending your fingers slowly towards the surface, feeling the warmth radiating upwards even before your fingertips make contact. The first touch is a revelation of silkiness, the water incredibly soft, yielding, and profoundly warm against your skin. With a slow, deliberate grace, you step into the pool, allowing the warm water to rise gradually around your ankles, then your calves, and finally to your waist. Each inch of your body surrenders to its gentle heat, a deep, pervasive warmth that begins to relax every muscle, every fiber of your being. The water feels incredibly buoyant, supporting your weight with an effortless ease, a profound sense of lightness settling over you. The soft, gentle currents within the pool swirl around your legs, a subtle, caressing touch that is both comforting and deeply soothing. You submerge your shoulders, allowing the water to fully embrace you, feeling the tension slowly begin to melt away, absorbed by the pervasive warmth. You lean back, allowing the water to cradle you, the sensation of weightlessness a profound release. Your head rests gently against the smooth, cool stone edge, a pleasant contrast to the enveloping warmth of the water. Your breathing deepens, slowing to match the gentle, almost imperceptible rhythm of the lapping water, a quiet synchronicity. The mineral scent in the steam seems to clear your mind, leaving a pristine, tranquil space for quiet contemplation. You close your eyes for a moment, simply existing in this perfect, warm embrace, feeling the gentle undulation of the water against your skin, a silent, rhythmic lull. The soft, diffused light continues to play on the steam, creating shifting, ephemeral patterns that soothe the eyes. The profound quiet of the spa, broken only by the gentle sound of the water and your own slow breaths, creates a cocoon of peace, a sanctuary where time seems to slow, to stretch, to simply be. The profound warmth of the thermal pool begins its gentle release as you slowly rise from its soothing depths, the water clinging to your skin for a brief, shimmering moment before cascading softly away in delicate rivulets. The air, still humid and infused with the clean mineral scent of the spa, now feels slightly cooler against your wet skin, a refreshing contrast that gently sharpens your senses. You step onto the warm, smooth flagstones surrounding the pool, your bare feet making no sound, leaving only faint, quickly vanishing imprints on the polished stone. A soft, thick towel, warmed to a perfect, comforting temperature, is silently offered, its plush, absorbent fibers drawing away the remaining moisture from your skin with a quiet, almost caressing efficiency. You wrap it loosely around you, feeling its reassuring weight and softness, the subtle scent of fresh linen, a clean, grounding presence. The diffused light in this section of the spa is even softer, more subdued, creating a hushed, intimate atmosphere that invites a deeper surrender to tranquility. The gentle lapping of the pool water, which had been a constant, rhythmic companion, now recedes into a barely perceptible background hum, replaced by an even profounder quiet. You are guided to a massage table, draped in layers of exquisitely soft, finely woven linen, its surface yielding just enough to cradle your form with perfect comfort. As you lie down, face down, the cool, smooth fabric against your skin is a pleasant sensation, a quiet invitation to release. The air around you is still, warm, and carries a new, subtle aroma, a delicate blend of fragrant essential oils, perhaps lavender, sandalwood, and a hint of chamomile, warmed gently in a small, ceramic diffuser nearby. The scent is not overpowering, but rather a soft, ethereal whisper that subtly engages your sense of smell, deepening the sense of calm. You feel the weight of the soft linen blanket as it is gently placed over your lower back, a comforting, light pressure. A warm, knowing hand rests gently on your shoulder, a soft, grounding touch that is both reassuring and entirely non-intrusive. Then, a small, polished glass bottle is opened nearby, with a soft, almost imperceptible click of a cap, followed by the quiet, viscous pour of oil into cupped palms. You feel the initial, surprising warmth of the oil as it is first spread across your back, a silky, smooth glide that prepares your skin for the gentle work to come. The oil itself is rich, yet light, absorbing beautifully, its fragrant essence rising softly, enveloping you in a cloud of delicate, calming aroma. The touch is deliberate, respectful, and utterly focused. The first strokes of the massage begin, long, flowing movements that sweep across your back, a rhythmic, even pressure that feels both deeply relaxing and subtly invigorating. You feel the skilled hands working slowly, meticulously, tracing the contours of your muscles, releasing the subtle knots of tension that you hadn't even realized you were holding. Each movement is unhurried, a gentle unfolding of tightness, a quiet persuasion for your body to let go. The soft, rhythmic sound of skin on skin, lubricated by the fragrant oil, is a continuous, soothing whisper, a gentle lull that seems to echo the slow, steady rhythm of your own breath. You feel a profound sense of surrender, a deepening relaxation with each passing moment, as every muscle, every fiber, begins its quiet, peaceful release. The warmth from the oil and the gentle, consistent pressure spreads through your limbs, a pervasive comfort that seems to seep into your very bones. Your mind, once gently engaged, now begins to drift, softly blurring the edges of your awareness. The world outside this immediate, tranquil space fades entirely, leaving only the profound sensation of warmth, touch, and the subtle, calming scent of the oils. You are suspended in a state of exquisite ease, a quiet, unburdened presence. The lingering, warm scent of fragrant oils from the spa gently begins to recede as you step into the hushed, meticulously ordered space of your personal tailor's serene atelier. The air here is subtly cooler, crisper, carrying a refined, almost imperceptible aroma of fine, unprocessed wool, freshly pressed linen, and a faint sweet hint of cedar from the polished wood cabinets. The profound quiet of the spa is replaced by a different kind of stillness, one punctuated by the soft, rhythmic sounds of skilled, focused work, a quiet testament to precision and craftsmanship. Your gaze immediately takes in the expansive room, bathed in the soft, even light that filters through tall, north-facing windows, illuminating bolts of fabric stacked in orderly precision. The floor beneath your feet is a smooth, wide-planked oak, its surface polished to a soft sheen that reflects the ambient light. You move with an unhurried grace toward a long, imposing cutting table that dominates the center of the room, its surface a vast expanse of cool, dark slate, meticulously clean. A measuring tape, coiled perfectly, rests beside a pair of gleaming, heavy shears, their blades catching the light with a quiet promise of precision. As you approach the cutting table, your attention is drawn to a rack of hanging fabrics, each piece a cascade of exquisite texture and color. You reach out a hand, your fingers gently brushing against a length of cashmere, its surface incredibly soft and yielding, a whisper against your skin. The subtle friction of your touch produces the faintest, almost inaudible, swish of fabric, a delicate sound that seems to absorb into the quiet air. Next, you trace the crisp, cool weave of a fine Irish linen, feeling the subtle irregularities in its natural fibers, a quiet reminder of its organic origins. The weight of the different cloths is palpable, a distinct density that speaks of quality and inherent value. A tailor, a figure of quiet composure and focused intent, moves with a graceful efficiency in the background, their movements fluid and economical. They are positioned at a sturdy sewing machine, its low, rhythmic whir, a steady, comforting presence, a mechanical heartbeat in the otherwise profound stillness. The soft, precise snip of scissors cutting through a length of thread occasionally punctuates the quiet, a sharp, clean sound that resonates briefly before fading into the ambient calm. You observe their hands, deft and practiced, guiding fabric under the needle with an almost meditative precision, each stitch a testament to years of dedicated artistry, a silent ballet of creation. You turn your attention to a large, full-length mirror, its polished surface reflecting the subdued light and the quiet elegance of the atelier. You notice a garment draped over a mannequin nearby, a jacket crafted from a deep charcoal gray wool, its lines impeccably sharp, its drape flawless. Your eyes follow the clean, architectural seams, the way the fabric falls with an inherent grace, a quiet understanding of form and fit. The scent of the wool itself is subtle, a clean, natural aroma that speaks of quality and careful handling. You find yourself absorbed in the details, appreciating the subtle perfection, the quiet artistry of bespoke tailoring. The atelier remains a sanctuary of focused calm, a space where precision and beauty converge in quiet harmony. The gentle rustle of fabric, the soft whir of the machine, and the crisp snip of scissors all blend into a soothing symphony of creation, a backdrop to your own quiet contemplation. You feel a profound sense of appreciation for the unhurried artistry, the meticulous attention to detail that permeates this space. The cool, clean air circulates softly, carrying the subtle, grounding sense of fine materials. Here, in this haven of quiet craftsmanship, time seems to slow, allowing for a deep, unburdened sense of peace, a gentle settling of your thoughts. The quiet hum of the sewing machine in the background, a steady, rhythmic presence, gently guides your attention as the tailor approaches you with an air of quiet professionalism and a soft, measuring tape draped over one arm. The air in the atelier, still carrying its subtle, refined scent of fine wool and polished cedar, maintains its crisp, cool quality, a calming contrast to the day's growing warmth outside. You stand before the large, full-length mirror, its polished surface reflecting the soft, even light from the north-facing windows, ready for the meticulous process of a fitting. The tailor moves with a deliberate, unhurried grace, holding a bolt of fabric, a deep, muted charcoal wool, selected moments ago, up to your form. You feel the cool, substantial weight of the material as it is draped over your shoulder, its fine fibers brushing softly against your skin. The wool itself, with its almost imperceptible texture, seems to absorb the light, creating subtle shifts in shade that speak of its inherent quality. The faint, almost inaudible swish of the fabric as it settles against you is the only sound, a gentle whisper that seems to resonate with the quiet focus of the room. You stand still, allowing the fabric to fall naturally, feeling its luxurious drape and the promise of tailored comfort. With a soft, almost imperceptible movement, the tailor then begins to take measurements. A soft, flexible tape measure made of finely woven linen is gently drawn around your waist, its cool, smooth surface brushing lightly against your skin. You feel the subtle, precise pressure as it is tightened just so, a fleeting, intimate contact that is entirely professional and deeply attentive. The faint, almost silent click of the measuring tape being adjusted is barely audible in the quiet space, a small, precise punctuation mark in the stillness. You observe their focused gaze in the mirror, their eyes carefully assessing the lines, the proportions, a quiet dedication to perfection in every subtle curve and angle. Next, a small, smooth block of tailor's chalk, pristine white, is produced with a soft, almost soundless slide from a small, dark wooden box. The tailor leans in slightly, their breath soft and even, and with a delicate, feather-light touch, begins to draw faint, ephemeral lines directly onto the fabric draped on your form. The chalk makes a soft, dry whisper against the wool, a barely audible scratching sound that marks the precise contours of the garment, outlining where the fabric will be cut, where a seam will lie. You feel the cool, dry trace of the chalk through the material, a subtle, transient sensation that marks the beginning of transformation, the garment slowly taking shape, perfectly aligned to your unique form. The process continues, a series of gentle adjustments and precise markings. The tailor's hands are warm, their touch light, and knowing as they smooth the fabric, arrange a fold, or mark another line. You feel the subtle shift of the material as it is pinned, the small, almost imperceptible trick of a needle, followed by the soft, almost silent, one click of the pin securing the fabric in place. Each movement is unhurried, a careful ballet of precision, a quiet conversation between expert hands and luxurious material. The faint, clean scent of chalk dust mingles with the subtle aroma of the wool, grounding you in the meticulous craft unfolding around you. You remain in a state of quiet observation, feeling the subtle presence of the tailor, their focused energy, the precise movements that slowly, patiently bring a garment to life, the soft sounds of the atelier, the distant whir, the gentle rustle, the quiet chalk, all blend into a soothing tapestry of craftsmanship. The garment, still in its nascent form, already promises an exquisite fit, a future comfort tailored exclusively for you. The cool, clean air circulates gently, carrying the subtle, grounding sense of fine materials. The precise, quiet world of the atelier slowly recedes as you step into the brighter, yet equally serene, expanse of your personal study. The air here, no longer carrying the subtle sense of wool and cedar, is instead imbued with the dry, comforting aroma of aged paper, polished leather, and a faint, sweet hint of sun-warmed dust motes dancing in the gentle light. The cool, even temperature of the atelier gives way to a slightly softer, more ambient warmth, a quiet embrace from the morning sun that now streams generously through the tall, arched windows. Your footsteps, still hushed on the thick woven rug, carry you toward the large, imposing desk positioned to capture the best of the day's light. It is crafted from a dark, rich walnut, its surface worn smooth by generations of quiet use, polished to a deep, reflective sheen that holds the light in subtle pools. You approach it slowly, allowing your gaze to drift over the carefully arranged accoutrements. A heavy, ornate brass inkwell gleaming dully, a small, precisely cut block of sealing wax, and a single, elegant quill, its feathers still pristine, resting in a shallow, polished groove. The very air around the desk feels charged with a quiet, intellectual energy, a sense of patient contemplation. You settle into the high-backed leather chair, its aged material soft and yielding beneath you, cradling your form with a comforting familiarity. The subtle creak of the leather, a soft, almost imperceptible whisper, is the only sound as you shift your weight, finding your perfect, comfortable posture. Your fingers lightly brush against the cool, smooth surface of the walnut desktop, feeling the subtle grain of the wood, the faint, almost imperceptible indentations that speak of long-forgotten stories and quiet moments of deep thought. The sunlight, now a stronger, clearer presence, illuminates a small, open space on the desk, inviting your quiet attention. From a stack neatly arranged to your left, you carefully select a sheet of vellum, its surface a creamy, off-white, with a subtle, almost imperceptible texture. As you lift it, a faint, dry rustle emanates from the paper, a delicate whisper that speaks of its natural origins and careful preparation. You lay it flat on the desk, smoothing it with the palm of your hand, feeling the surprising coolness of the material, its slight stiffness, before it settles perfectly flat, ready for its quiet purpose. The faint, earthy scent of the vellum rises gently, a grounding aroma that connects you to ancient practices and timeless craftsmanship. Your hand reaches for the quill, its smooth, cool shaft, a familiar weight in your fingers. You lift it with a slow, deliberate motion, feeling the delicate balance of the feather, its subtle flexibility. Then, with a focused, unhurried precision, you dip the tip into the inkwell. The dark, viscous ink absorbs into the quill's slit with a soft, almost wet sip, a tiny, intimate sound in the profound quiet of the study. You pause, allowing any excess to drip silently back into the well, observing the dark, reflective surface of the ink, a pool of concentrated potential, before raising the quill, now perfectly charged. With a slow, deliberate breath, you lower the quill to the waiting vellum. The very first touch is feather-light, a delicate initiation. Then, as the ink begins to flow, a soft, dry scratch emerges, a gentle, rhythmic sound that marks the journey of the nib across the paper. Each stroke is precise, each letter formed with a quiet, unhurried intention. You watch the dark, fluid ink spread slightly into the vellum's fibers, a subtle bloom of color against the creamy surface, before drying to a permanent, matte finish. The sound of the quill continues, a steady, hypnotic rhythm, a quiet testament to the enduring power of deliberate creation, filling the sunlit space with its gentle, persistent whisper. The soft, rhythmic scratch of the quill continues, a steady, soothing presence in the sunlit study, a direct continuation of the quiet work you began moments ago. The air, still carrying the faint, comforting scent of aged vellum and polished walnut, feels perfectly still around you, undisturbed by any external urgency. Your focus remains entirely on the delicate point of the quill, guiding it with an unhurried, almost meditative precision across the creamy surface of the vellum. You feel the subtle, almost imperceptible resistance of the vellum against the quill's tip, a gentle friction that allows for the controlled release of the dark, rich ink. Each stroke is a deliberate, flowing movement, a quiet dance of hand and material. You watch, mesmerized, as the black ink blossoms softly onto the page, spreading just enough into the fibers of the vellum before settling into its final, permanent form. The elegant characters emerge one by one, each letter a small, perfect creation, a testament to focused calm and practiced skill. The soft, dry whisper of the quill is a continuous hypnotic sound, a gentle lull that deepens your concentration. As you complete a line, your gaze drifts momentarily over the newly formed script. The ink, now dry, possesses a subtle, matte quality, absorbing the sunlight rather than reflecting it, giving the characters a profound depth against the pale vellum. You notice the slight variations in thickness, the delicate curves and precise angles that define each letter, imperfections that speak of the human touch, adding to the inherent beauty of the handwritten word. The faint, earthy scent of the vellum rises gently as you lean in, a grounding aroma that anchors you to this ancient, tranquil practice. The sunbeam that crosses your desk has subtly shifted, a barely perceptible movement that signifies the slow, unhurried passage of time in this quiet sanctuary. With a soft, almost unconscious sigh, you pause. The quill lifts from the page, its tip momentarily suspended above the vellum, allowing your hand a brief, unburdened moment of rest. You take a slow, deep breath, feeling the air fill your lungs completely, before exhaling with a quiet, gentle release. The silence in the study deepens around you, broken only by the distant, almost imperceptible tick of a hidden clock, a soft, mechanical heartbeat that measures the moments with a gentle, consistent rhythm. You observe the dark, reflective surface of the ink in the brass well, a small pool of quiet potential, waiting patiently for your return. Then, with the same unhurried grace, you dip the quill once more. The soft, wet sip of the ink being drawn into the nib is a tiny, intimate sound, a quiet renewal. You wait, allowing any excess to drip away, watching the dark liquid form a perfect, glistening droplet at the tip before it falls silently back into the well. The cool, smooth shaft of the quill feels perfectly balanced in your hand, a familiar, comforting weight. The act is a small ritual, a deliberate moment of preparation that reinforces the meditative quality of the work. Returning the quill to the vellum, the soft, dry scratch resumes, a continuous, soothing rhythm that fills the space. Each new character flows effortlessly from your hand, a quiet extension of your focused calm. The world outside the study, with its distant hum and subtle movements, feels entirely remote, a blurred edge to this precise, tranquil moment. You are utterly immersed in the gentle art of calligraphy, the steady hand, the flowing ink, the quiet formation of words on aged paper. The soft light of the study continues to deepen, casting longer, softer shadows across the polished walnut, a gentle progression through the unhurried morning. The rhythmic sound of the quill is a consistent, hypnotic presence, inviting a deeper sense of focused calm and profound rest. The quiet scratch of the quill eventually fades, a soft, lingering echo in the sunlit study as you leave the intellectual calm of the desk behind. A desire for a different kind of stillness, a more natural, verdant embrace, draws you towards a discreet, unadorned door that opens not into another internal chamber, but into the fresh, crisp air of the nascent morning. As you push it gently inward, a profound shift in atmosphere immediately greets you. The air is significantly cooler, carrying a clean, earthy scent of damp soil and newly opened blossoms, a refreshing contrast to the dry warmth of the study. This is the entrance to your secret garden, now awakening at first light. You step onto a narrow, winding path paved with irregular, smooth flagstones, their surfaces cool and slightly slick with the morning dew. Your soft-soled shoes make a faint, almost imperceptible shush as you traverse the path, a gentle sound absorbed by the lush greenery that crowds in on either side. The light here is still soft, filtered and diffused by the dense canopy of leaves above, creating a dappled pattern of light and shadow on the ground. A profound sense of quiet envelops you, broken only by the gentle, distant chirping of early birds, a soft, melodic awakening that feels entirely natural and unhurried. The air is cool, fresh, and deeply invigorating, filling your lungs with a clean, natural essence. Your gaze is drawn to the intricate tapestry of foliage that surrounds you. Each leaf, each delicate petal, is adorned with countless tiny, glistening droplets of dew, catching the soft, nascent sunlight like a scattering of miniature diamonds. You reach out a hand, your fingertips gently brushing against a broad, velvety leaf of a hosta plant. The sensation is cool and remarkably soft, the dew transferring a fleeting, refreshing coolness to your skin, a silent, intimate contact with the awakening garden. You notice the delicate tracery of veins on the leaf, made more prominent by the clinging moisture, a testament to nature's intricate design. As you continue your slow, meandering walk, the garden begins to reveal its olfactory secrets. A delicate, sweet fragrance, distinctly floral yet subtly fresh, drifts on the cool air. It is the scent of jasmine, its tiny white blossoms barely visible amidst the dark, glossy leaves, releasing their perfume with the rising sun. You take a slow, deep breath, allowing the exquisite aroma to fill your senses, a grounding and deeply calming experience. The scent is not heavy or cloying, but rather a light, ethereal whisper that subtly engages your memory, evoking a quiet sense of peace and natural beauty. Further along the path, a small hidden fountain comes into view, its ancient stone basin covered in a soft verdant moss. A thin, continuous stream of water arcs gracefully from a carved spout, falling with a gentle, consistent sash plink 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 into the pool below. This subtle, rhythmic sound is profoundly soothing, a natural metronome in the garden's quiet symphony, blending seamlessly with the distant bird calls and the soft rustle of leaves stirred by an almost imperceptible breeze. The water in the basin is perfectly clear, reflecting the soft, muted sky above, creating a small, tranquil mirror. You pause beside the fountain, allowing your fingers to lightly trace the cool, damp texture of the moss on the stone, feeling its velvety softness, its ancient, living presence. The air here feels particularly fresh, imbued with the clean scent of water and damp earth. The garden, in its quiet, dew-kissed awakening, feels like a private world, a sanctuary of profound natural calm, far removed from any external demands. You feel a deep sense of peaceful immersion, a quiet harmony with the gentle rhythms of nature. The soft, diffused light continues to deepen, illuminating new details with each passing moment, inviting a deeper, unburdened presence. The gentle, rhythmic plink, twink, twink of the hidden fountain continues its soothing cadence, a constant, liquid presence in your dew-kissed secret garden. The air, still cool and fresh from the night, carries the clean, earthy scent of damp soil, now subtly interwoven with the sweeter, more pervasive aroma of blooming jasmine, a delicate perfume that deepens with each passing moment. You remain near the fountain, allowing the quiet symphony of the garden to envelop you, a natural continuation of the profound calm you found moments ago. You take a slow, deep breath, allowing the exquisite fragrance of the jasmine to fill your lungs completely. It is a scent that is both delicate and rich, a sweet, ethereal whisper that seems to cling to the cool, humid air, a natural balm to your senses. Your eyes drift to the dense, dark green foliage of the jasmine vines that climb gracefully over an ancient stone archway nearby. Their tiny, star-shaped white blossoms barely visible, yet radiating such a potent, calming perfume. Each small flower, still adorned with a glistening droplet of dew, seems to hold a miniature world of light within its pristine petals, catching the soft, diffused sunlight with a subtle shimmer. A barely perceptible breeze, a mere sigh of air, rustles gently through the leaves of the surrounding trees. It creates a soft, continuous, guntrilli, but travels through the canopy above, a natural, rhythmic lull that seems to echo the soft lapping of the fountain. You feel the cool, fleeting touch of the breeze against your skin, a refreshing contrast to the growing warmth of the sun on your face. The movement of the leaves is subtle, a quiet dance of light and shadow, creating ever-shifting patterns on the moss-covered path and the ancient stone walls of the garden. Each individual leaf seems to sway with its own quiet grace, a collective, gentle motion that is profoundly calming. You reach out, your fingers lightly touching one of the dark, glossy leaves of the jasmine vine. The surface is cool and smooth beneath your touch, still damp with the morning dew, a direct, intimate connection to the plant's quiet vitality. You notice the delicate texture, the slight resilience of the leaf, feeling the subtle vibration of the breeze passing through it. The combined sensation of the cool touch, the sweet scent, and the soft rustle creates a multi-layered experience of natural tranquility, drawing you deeper into the garden's serene embrace. The dew, still clinging to the foliage, glints softly, a myriad of tiny, sparkling points of light that seem to breathe with the gentle movements of the air. As you stand, The distant chirping of the birds continues, a gentle, melodic chorus that remains a soft, ambient backdrop, never demanding attention, simply existing in harmony with the other sounds of the garden. The air itself feels alive with these subtle movements and scents, yet profoundly peaceful, a sanctuary where time seems to slow to a gentle, unhurried pace. The ground beneath your feet, cool and solid, anchors you to this moment, allowing your thoughts to drift and soften, much like the wisps of mist that might still linger in the lowest parts of the garden. The soft, sweet scent of jasmine continues to envelop you, a gentle, pervasive presence that soothes and calms. The quiet rustle of leaves, a continuous, whispering melody, becomes a gentle, hypnotic pulse that cradles your awareness. You feel utterly at peace. A profound sense of quiet contentment, settling deep within your being, harmonizing with the gentle rhythms of the awakening garden. The light continues to deepen, softly illuminating new details, inviting a deeper, unburdened presence. The gentle sounds and scents of the garden continue, a soft, unwavering lull that cradles you in its tranquil embrace, inviting a natural, unforced drift towards deep, peaceful rest. Everything here is exactly as it should be, perfectly still. The gentle, lingering scent of jasmine and the soft rustle of leaves from your secret garden gradually recede as you follow a winding, stone-paved path that leads to a slightly more open expanse. The cool, damp earth beneath your feet transitions to smoothly polished riverstones, and the dense canopy of foliage gives way to a broader, brighter sky. A quiet, almost imperceptible shift in the air signals your approach to the tranquil lakeside pavilion, a secluded structure of dark, aged wood and delicate paper screens, perfectly positioned at the water's edge. The air here is distinctly fresher, carrying the clean, cool scent of fresh water and distant reeds, a stark, yet harmonious contrast to the garden's verdant embrace. You step onto the smooth, dark wood veranda of the pavilion, your soft footsteps creating only the faintest stoss as you enter the quiet space. The pavilion, open on three sides to the expansive view, allows a gentle, continuous breeze to drift through, carrying with it the soft, rhythmic lapping of the lake water against the shore, a deeply soothing and consistent sound. The morning sun, now higher in the sky, casts long, tranquil reflections across the calm surface of the lake, turning the water into a shimmering expanse of muted silver and pale blue. You allow your gaze to settle on the distant horizon, where the water meets the sky in an almost imperceptible line, a profound sense of vastness and quiet peace unfolding before you. You move toward a low, polished cedar table situated at the center of the pavilion, its surface gleaming with a deep, rich luster. Upon it, a collection of delicate implements for a tea ceremony is already meticulously arranged, awaiting your quiet touch. A small, dark iron kettle rests on a subtle heating element, its surface cool and smooth to the touch, hinting at the warmth it will soon hold. Beside it, a set of finely crafted, pale ceramic tea bowls sits inverted, their smooth, cool surfaces inviting a gentle handling. The quiet anticipation of the ritual begins to settle over you, a profound sense of purposeful calm. Your hand reaches for a small, dark wooden box, its lid fitting with exquisite precision. As you lift it, a faint, dry whisper of wood on wood is heard, revealing a selection of dried tea leaves, their delicate forms a muted green and brown. A subtle, earthy aroma, mingled with a faint sweetness, rises from the box, hinting at the complex flavors held within. You select a small, polished bamboo scoop, its smooth, cool handle a pleasant weight in your hand. With a gentle, unhurried motion, you carefully transfer a precise measure of the tea leaves into a waiting ceramic tea caddy, the dry leaves making a soft, almost imperceptible rustle as they settle into their new vessel, a sound of delicate transition. Next, your attention shifts to the kettle. You reach out, feeling the cool, smooth surface of the iron, then gently press a discreet button. A soft, almost imperceptible click confirms the activation, and a faint, subtle hum begins to emanate from the heating element, a low, consistent thrum that gradually intensifies. You watch the surface of the water in the kettle, anticipating the first delicate wisps of steam, the quiet burgeoning of heat. The rhythmic lapping of the lake water continues its steady cadence, a constant, natural counterpoint to the subtle sounds of preparation. The pavilion remains a sanctuary of quiet focus, a space where ancient ritual and natural beauty converge. The subtle sounds of the tea ceremony preparation blend with the gentle lapping of the lake, creating a soothing tapestry of calm. You feel a profound connection to this unhurried process, a sense of grounding and peaceful anticipation. The clean, cool air circulates softly, carrying the subtle, grounding sense of the lake and the delicate tea leaves. The low, consistent hum from the iron kettle on the polished cedar table in your tranquil lakeside pavilion gradually intensifies, a steady, subtle crescendo that builds gently in the profound quiet. The cool, clean scent of the lake air, mingled with the earthy aroma of dried tea leaves, continues to drift softly through the open space, a constant, natural presence that refreshes with each slow breath. You watch the water within the kettle, its surface beginning to shimmer with an almost imperceptible agitation, hinting at the approaching warmth, a quiet anticipation building in the deep stillness, a silent promise. A delicate, almost silent click announces that the water has reached its perfect temperature, the soft hum of the heating element gracefully ceasing. Wisps of fine ethereal steam begin to curl upwards from the kettle's spout, a silent, delicate dance in the morning light, carrying with them a pristine, clean scent of heated water that is both subtle and invigorating. You reach for the kettle, feeling its familiar comforting weight, the dark iron now emanating a gentle warmth that permeates your fingertips, a quiet transfer of heat. With a slow, deliberate motion, you lift it, its base leaving a faint, circular impression on the polished cedar table, a quiet mark of its recent presence. You carefully pour the steaming water into the ceramic tea caddy, where the dried leaves await. The hot liquid meets the dry leaves with a soft, gentle "fock," a delicate, almost reverent sound as the water begins its work of transformation. Immediately, a richer, more complex aroma of the tea leaves unfurls, rising in a fragrant cloud that deepens the air around you. A warm, inviting essence that speaks of ancient hills and sun-drenched harvests, a quiet story told in scent. You watch as the leaves begin to slowly unfurl within the hot water, a quiet, graceful expansion, their muted green deepening to a more vibrant, living hue, a subtle awakening. The rhythmic lapping of the lake against the shore continues its steady, soothing cadence, a constant, natural counterpoint to the quiet ritual unfolding before you. You allow the tea to steep, observing the subtle dance of the leaves, the slow, patient infusion of flavor and aroma into the water. The steam continues its delicate ascent, carrying the evolving fragrance, a continuous, gentle presence that softens the edges of the air. After a moment, you reach for one of the finely crafted pale ceramic tea bowls, its smooth, cool surface, a comforting weight in your hand. a quiet invitation. You feel the subtle, almost imperceptible texture of the unglazed rim, a grounding sensation that connects you to the natural clay from which it was formed, a timeless link. The bowl waits patiently, a small, empty vessel ready to receive its warm contents, its purpose clear. With an unhurried grace, you lift the tea caddy, its warmth now more pronounced in your palm, and begin to pour the steeped tea into the waiting bowl. The amber liquid flows silently, a continuous, glistening stream, creating a delicate, soft, tart glug-glug, as it fills the ceramic vessel, a liquid whisper. The warmth of the liquid quickly transfers to the bowl, radiating gently outwards, a comforting heat that spreads through your fingers, a profound sense of comfort. The rich, deep color of the tea, a translucent amber, appears even more profound against the pale ceramic, hinting at the depth of its flavor and the quiet strength of its essence. The delicate aroma intensifies as the tea settles, a warm, earthy sweetness rising directly to your senses, a silent, olfactory embrace. You bring the warm bowl slowly to your lips, feeling the smooth, cool ceramic rim against your skin, a delicate contrast that awakens your awareness. The first sip is a quiet revelation. The warmth of the tea spreads immediately, a comforting wave that soothes your throat and settles deep in your chest. The delicate warmth of the teacup and the soothing lapping of the lake water recede from your senses as you leave the tranquil lakeside pavilion, following a winding, shaded path that leads inwards, away from the open expanse of the water. The air, initially cool and fresh, gradually deepens, becoming richer, drier, and imbued with the profound, comforting aroma of aged paper, fine leather, and polished wood. The soft, diffused light of the morning, filtered through dense foliage, eventually gives way to a more subdued, golden glow as you approach a grand, heavy oak door, intricately carved, that marks the entrance to your vast personal library. You push the imposing door inward with a gentle, deliberate pressure. It swings open with a soft, almost imperceptible creak of ancient hinges, revealing an immense, hushed space that seems to stretch endlessly upwards and outwards. The door closes behind you with a soft, resonant, Sorogene opal, sealing away the outside world completely, leaving you in a profound, almost reverent silence. Your footsteps, now on a thick hand-knotted Persian rug, are absorbed entirely, creating no sound as you move further into the library's quiet embrace. The air here is noticeably cooler, a consistent, regulated temperature that perfectly preserves the countless volumes surrounding you, carrying a deep, pervasive scent of old books and fine bindings. A rich, grounding perfume of knowledge and history. Your gaze sweeps across the towering bookshelves that line every wall, rising almost to the vaulted ceiling. Each shelf is meticulously organized, filled with countless books, their spines a kaleidoscope of muted colors, deep reds, forest greens, rich browns, and soft golds, all softened by the passage of time and the gentle, indirect lighting. The wood of the shelves, a dark, lustrous mahogany, gleams softly, reflecting the subdued light in long, gentle streaks. You feel a profound sense of quiet awe, a deep appreciation for the sheer volume of stories and wisdom contained within these walls, a silent, comforting presence. You walk slowly down one of the long aisles, your fingertips lightly brushing against the cool, smooth leather of a passing armchair, its material worn soft and inviting. Your eyes scan the titles, some familiar, others hinting at forgotten worlds. You stop before a section dedicated to rare manuscripts and first editions, their bindings often more ornate, hinting at the precious contents within. A particular volume, bound in deep, rich green leather with subtle gold tooling, catches your eye. It is slightly larger than its neighbors, its spine bearing a faded, elegant title in a graceful script. With a slow, deliberate movement, you extend your hand, your fingers carefully reaching for the chosen book. You grasp it gently, feeling the cool, smooth, slightly textured surface of the aged leather binding beneath your fingertips. As you draw it from the shelf, a faint, dry "achoo" FFFT* sound emanates from the surrounding books, a quiet whisper of disturbed air as the volume is liberated from its long rest. The book feels surprisingly heavy, a substantial weight in your hands, a tangible link to centuries past, to the thoughts and artistry of long-ago minds. You cradle it with care, a sense of quiet reverence settling over you. You carry the book to a nearby reading table, crafted from a single, polished slab of dark marble, its surface cool and impeccably smooth. You lay the book down with a soft, almost imperceptible thump, the sound absorbed by the quiet air of the library. Your fingers rest on the cover, tracing the delicate, raised patterns of the gold tooling, feeling the subtle texture beneath your touch. The rich scent of old paper and leather, now closer, fills your senses, a deep, grounding aroma that invites contemplation. The library remains a sanctuary of profound quiet, a place where time seems to slow, allowing for deep, unburdened thought. The substantial weight of the rare book rests quietly on the cool, polished surface of the dark marble reading table in your vast library, a direct continuation of the moment you placed it there. The air around you, still imbued with the rich, grounding aroma of aged paper, fine leather, and the deep, resonant scent of mahogany wood, feels perfectly still and cool, a silent testament to the careful preservation of these cherished volumes. The soft, golden light, diffused through the tall, arched windows, illuminates the book with a gentle, reverent glow, highlighting the subtle imperfections and enduring beauty of its ancient binding. You extend your hand, your fingers lightly tracing the intricate gold tooling on the deep green leather cover, feeling the subtle, raised texture beneath your touch. The leather, softened by centuries, has a smooth, almost velvety quality, yet still retains a slight, firm resilience. You take a slow, deep breath, allowing the complex aroma of the aged leather to fill your senses, a profound, earthy scent, mingled with a faint, sweet whisper of the paper within. It is a scent that speaks of quiet contemplation and countless hands, a direct, intimate connection to the book's long, silent journey through time. From a small, polished cedar box resting beside the book, you retrieve a square of fine, unbleached linen cloth, folded meticulously. The fabric feels incredibly soft and smooth between your fingertips, almost silken, yet with a subtle, reassuring crispness. You unfold it slowly, the delicate whisper of the linen, a soft, barely audible sound in the profound quiet of the library, a gentle preparation for the task at hand. The cloth itself carries a faint, clean scent of pure fabric, a neutral canvas for the aromas of the book. You begin to gently polish the leather binding of the book, holding the volume carefully in one hand and guiding the soft linen cloth with the other. Your fingertips, with a feather-light pressure, glide across the surface of the leather, feeling the subtle, almost imperceptible undulations of its grain, the delicate texture of its age. The cloth moves with a continuous smooth friction, producing the faintest, dry, buff, buff, buff sound, a soft, rhythmic whisper that is deeply soothing. As you work, a subtle sheen begins to emerge on the leather, a quiet deepening of its rich, green hue, revealing the hidden luster beneath the accumulated dust of time. The warmth generated by the gentle friction is barely perceptible, a fleeting warmth that quickly dissipates into the cool library air, a silent transformation. As the polishing continues, the rich, complex scent of the aged leather seems to intensify, rising more distinctly, mingling with the dry, slightly sweet aroma of old paper that emanates from the book's edges. It is a fragrance that is both grounding and evocative, a quiet invitation to delve deeper into the stories and wisdom contained within. You turn the book over with a slow, deliberate grace, allowing your fingers to explore the back cover, then the spine, applying the same gentle, rhythmic pressure, ensuring every surface receives the same quiet care. The linen cloth, now subtly darkened by the faint residue of time, continues its soft, rhythmic work, a constant, soothing presence. You pause, holding the now polished book, its surface gleaming with a newfound, subtle radiance in the soft light. The cool, smooth leather feels even more alive beneath your touch, a tangible link to the past. The scent of old paper and wood, now a pervasive, comforting presence, fills the air around you, a silent symphony of history and contemplation. The library remains a sanctuary of profound quiet, a place where time seems to slow, allowing for deep, unburdened thought. You feel a deep, quiet satisfaction in this act of gentle preservation, a profound connection to the enduring legacy held within these pages. The profound quiet of the library, with its rich aroma of aged paper and polished wood, slowly gives way to a wholly different kind of stillness. As you find yourself stepping onto the smooth, expansive teak deck of your private yacht, the cool, dry air of the interior is replaced by a fresh, crisp evening breeze, carrying with it the unmistakable clean scent of the open sea and a faint, distant whisper of salt. Overhead, the vast, inky canvas of the night sky, now fully unfurled, is already ablaze with a dazzling, countless array of stars, each one a tiny, shimmering point of light against the profound darkness, a breathtaking vista of cosmic tranquility. Your feet, perhaps bare, or clad in soft, silent deck shoes, find the cool, impeccably polished surface of the teak planks beneath them. Each individual plank, laid with centuries-old precision, offers a subtle, almost imperceptible grain underfoot, a finely ridged texture that is both grounding and exquisitely smooth. As you shift your weight, there is no discernible sound, merely a profound sense of solidness from the vessel's expertly crafted structure, a quiet strength that carries you. The air, initially a breath of fresh evening coolness, now settles around you, carrying the unmistakable, clean scent of salt and vast open water, a purifying essence that gently fills your lungs. The only consistent sound is the soft, rhythmic slosh-slosh-swish of the ocean's gentle waves meeting the hull, a continuous, liquid whisper, a profound and ancient heartbeat of the sea itself, resonating through the very structure of the yacht. You move with an unhurried, almost floating grace across the wide, unencumbered deck towards a deep, plush-cushioned lounge chair. Its marine-grade fabric, chosen for its exquisite softness and resilience, feels cool and subtly textured against your fingertips as you approach. You settle into its generous embrace with a slow, deliberate release of your weight, the cushions yielding just enough to perfectly cradle your form, providing an immediate sense of secure comfort. As you recline, the gentle, almost imperceptible sway of the yacht becomes more distinctly felt, a languid, continuous rocking motion that lifts and lowers you with a consistent, hypnotic rhythm. You adjust slightly, allowing your head to rest against the soft, cool fabric, feeling the subtle give of the material against your scalp, a quiet invitation to surrender to the motion. You tilt your head back, allowing your gaze to drift upwards, dissolving into the infinite, inky depths of the night sky. The canopy above is a breathtaking spectacle, a velvet blackness studded with countless stars, each one a tiny, shimmering point of pure light, sharp and distinct in the absence of any terrestrial glow. You watch as they appear to slowly, imperceptibly drift across the vast expanse, a silent, ancient dance of cosmic tranquility. The gentle, continuous sway of the yacht beneath you becomes even more pronounced now, a subtle, full-body cradle that synchronizes with your breath. You feel the slow, deliberate lift as the bow rises, then the equally gentle descent as it settles, a seamless, deeply soothing undulation that seems to draw any lingering tension from your muscles, leaving them soft and unburdened. The cool, clean air continues its soft caress against your exposed skin, a constant, refreshing presence. The rhythmic gurgle and soft caress and continues of the water along the yacht's sleek hull fills the quiet night, a continuous, natural melody, subtly shifting in its intricate variations. You can almost hear the individual droplets of water separating and rejoining, a complex symphony of liquid sounds that is profoundly calming. Your attention might drift to the dark, shimmering surface of the ocean stretching out beyond the yacht's immediate perimeter, where the celestial tapestry above finds its reflection. The profound, enveloping darkness of the open sea continues to hold you gently in its vast embrace. The countless stars above still shimmering with their ancient, unwavering light, a direct continuation of your quiet repose on the yacht's plush cushions. The soft, rhythmic slosh-slosh swish of the ocean against the hull maintains its steady, hypnotic cadence, a constant, liquid whisper that has now become a deeply familiar, comforting presence. The air, initially a cool evening breeze, has settled into a consistent, refreshing caress, carrying the unmistakable, clean scent of pure salt and boundless water, a purifying essence that gently fills your lungs with each slow, deliberate breath. You feel the cool sea breeze drift across your skin, a delicate, almost imperceptible touch that is both invigorating and deeply soothing. It brushes softly against any exposed skin, a constant, gentle pressure that carries away any lingering warmth, leaving behind a refreshing coolness. Your hair might stir slightly, a faint, soft whisper of movement against the fabric of the cushion, a subtle reminder of the unseen currents of air. The breeze carries a profound sense of the ocean's vastness, a clean, unburdened purity that seems to clear your mind, leaving only a quiet, expansive awareness. You breathe deeply, allowing the cool, clean air to penetrate every part of your being, a gentle internal cleansing that harmonizes with the rhythmic sway of the yacht. Your gaze, having lingered among the stars, now drifts downwards, drawn by a subtle, ephemeral magic unfolding on the dark surface of the ocean. Far out, beyond the immediate reflective sheen of the yacht's wake, you begin to discern faint, fleeting flickers of light in the water. These are not reflections from above, but an internal glow, a distant shimmer of phosphorescence, appearing and disappearing with the gentle undulations of the waves. Each spark is tiny, a brief, electric blue or pale green pulse, a silent, momentary illumination in the profound darkness of the water, a quiet secret of the deep. You watch, captivated by the subtle, transient beauty of these living lights. As the yacht glides forward, its gentle bow disturbs the water, and you might see a faint trail of these ethereal glows emerge momentarily in its wake, like scattered stardust beneath the surface. Each shimmering point appears with a soft, almost imperceptible flash asterisk, then fades just as quickly, dissolving back into the deep, inky blackness, a continuous, silent dance of light and shadow. The movement of the water, which creates these fleeting spectacles, is itself profoundly soothing, a gentle, dark undulation that seems to hold and then release these tiny, luminous secrets with an unhurried grace. The cool, consistent breeze continues its soft caress against your skin, a steady, grounding presence that balances the hypnotic visual display of the phosphorescence. The combined sensations, the gentle full-body sway of the yacht, the rhythmic slosh of the waves, the clean, salty scent of the night air, and the silent, shimmering lights in the distant water, all blend into a profound, multi-sensory lull. Your thoughts, once gently engaged by the spectacle, now begin to soften, to blur at their edges, dissolving into the vast, tranquil expanse around you, becoming as fluid and unburdened as the ocean itself. You close your eyes for a long moment, allowing the deep, unshakable sense of peace to settle profoundly within your being. The subtle, consistent, hypnotic motion of the yacht becomes a deep, internal pulse, a gentle, unwavering invitation to drift, to simply be. The cool air continues to refresh. The distant shimmers of phosphorescence continue their silent dance beneath your closed eyelids, a faint, lingering echo in your mind's eye. The profound quiet of the night at sea, punctuated only by the soft, steady liquid sounds of water, holds you gently in its tranquil embrace. The gentle, rhythmic sway of the yacht, a constant companion through the profound darkness of the night, slowly gives way to the solid, unmoving ground beneath your feet. You step from the quiet, cool air of the exterior into the vast, impeccably ordered expanse of your gourmet kitchen. The first light of morning, soft and diffused, filters through a bank of tall, frosted glass windows, illuminating an array of gleaming surfaces with a pristine, almost ethereal glow. The air here is subtly warmer than the crisp sea breeze, carrying a delicate, clean scent of polished stone and a faint, sweet whisper of citrus, a refreshing contrast to the salt-laced air you just left. Your soft footsteps make no sound on the cool, polished marble floor as you move towards the expansive central island, a monolithic slab of veined white stone. The surface gleams with a quiet, understated brilliance, reflecting the soft morning light in long, gentle streaks. Around you, the kitchen is a study in precise order and functional beauty. Gleaming stainless steel appliances, dark, rich wood cabinetry, and meticulously arranged culinary tools. A profound sense of quiet pervades the space, broken only by the almost imperceptible low hum of the refrigeration units, a steady, soothing thrum that speaks of constant, silent efficiency, a deep, underlying pulse of the room. You approach the island, your gaze drifting over the neatly organized ingredients already laid out for your morning ritual of precise creation. Small, elegant ceramic bowls hold various powders and grains, their contents a muted palette of whites, creams, and pale browns. A clear glass jar, its surface cool and smooth, contains golden-hued honey, thick and viscous. You select a small, brushed steel digital scale, its surface cool and smooth to the touch, and place it gently on the marble. The faint, subtle click as it settles is barely audible in the quiet space, a small, precise punctuation mark in the stillness. Next, you reach for a small, shallow ceramic bowl. Its interior a pristine white. You lift it with care, feeling its delicate yet substantial weight, the cool, smooth texture of the glazed ceramic beneath your fingertips. You place it precisely onto the center of the scale, observing the subtle, almost instantaneous shift in the digital display as it registers the bowl's weight. The air around you remains perfectly still, imbued with the faint, clean scent of flower and a hint of vanilla, a delicate promise of the flavors to come. Your breath slows, deepening to match the profound calm of the room, preparing for the meticulous work ahead. From a tall, slender glass jar, you carefully pour a fine, white flower into the waiting ceramic bowl. The flower descends in a soft, continuous stream, creating a delicate, dry, kosh wisp sound as it settles into the bowl, a gentle cascade of fine powder. You watch the digital display on the scale, its numbers steadily increasing, your focus entirely on the precise measurement. As the numbers approach your desired weight, your pouring slows, becoming a meticulous, almost painstaking trickle, ensuring absolute accuracy. The fine powder, soft and almost ethereal, piles gently in the bowl, its surface a pristine, unblemished white, a soft, yielding texture that promises lightness. You remove the bowl from the scale, its weight now subtly changed, a tangible result of your precise handiwork. The air around you is still, carrying the faint, dry scent of the flower, a grounding aroma that speaks of natural origins and patient preparation. You feel a quiet satisfaction in this small, deliberate act of precision, a sense of calm accomplishment. The kitchen, in its meticulous order, remains a sanctuary of focused calm, a place where exacting measurements and quiet intention converge. The precisely measured ingredients, the fine white flour and other delicate powders, now rest in a large, cool ceramic mixing bowl on the expansive marble island, a direct continuation of your meticulous preparations in the gourmet kitchen. The air, still carrying the faint, clean scent of polished stone and a hint of vanilla, maintains its perfectly still quality, a quiet backdrop to the focused calm that envelops you. The soft, diffused morning light continues to illuminate the pristine surfaces, highlighting the subtle textures of the ingredients, a gentle invitation to begin the next stage of creation. You reach for a small, polished wooden spoon, its smooth, cool handle a familiar weight in your hand. With a slow, deliberate motion, you begin to gently stir the dry ingredients together within the ceramic bowl. The spoon makes a soft, dry, chersh sound as it moves through the fine powders, a delicate whisper that blends the various elements into a homogeneous, pale mixture. You observe the subtle currents created by your stirring, the way the lighter powders seem to float and intermingle with the slightly heavier grains, a quiet dance of textures and subtle aromas. The air around the bowl fills with a faint, dry scent of combined flowers, a grounding and comforting essence that speaks of natural origins and wholesome potential, a quiet promise of warmth and sustenance. Next, with an unhurried grace, you carefully add a measure of cool, filtered water from a clear glass pitcher. The liquid flows in a smooth, continuous stream, creating a soft, gentle two-glug dash glug as it meets the dry ingredients in the bowl. You watch as the water slowly begins to absorb into the flour, transforming the dry powder into a thick, cohesive mass. You set aside the spoon, its brief clink against the marble barely audible, and now use your hands, plunging them gently into the mixture. The initial sensation is cool and slightly sticky, the dough clinging to your fingertips with a soft, yielding resistance, a quiet, intimate connection to the raw material. You begin the meditative process of kneading the dough directly on the cool, expansive marble surface of the island. With a slow, rhythmic push, fold and turn, your hands work the dough, feeling its texture gradually transform beneath your palms. The dough starts as a somewhat shaggy, irregular mass, but with each gentle push it becomes smoother, more elastic, more alive. The soft, dull thump-thump of the dough against the marble, a deep, satisfying sound, becomes a steady, hypnotic rhythm that fills the quiet kitchen. You feel the subtle resistance of the dough as it stretches, then the soft give as it folds back upon itself, a constant, tactile feedback that guides your movements. The faint, clean scent of yeast, now gently activating, begins to rise from the dough, mingling with the earthy aroma of the flour, a warm, comforting promise of fermentation and growth. As you continue to knead, the dough warms slightly from the heat of your hands, becoming supple and smooth, losing its initial stickiness and developing a soft, resilient elasticity. Your fingers glide effortlessly over its surface, feeling the subtle tension, the perfect balance of firmness and pliability. The rhythmic sounds of your hands working the dough, the soft thump and stretch, become a continuous, soothing presence that seems to absorb any stray thoughts, drawing your focus entirely into the tactile experience. You observe the subtle sheen that develops on the dough's surface, a soft, almost satiny glow that indicates its readiness, its quiet transformation. With the dough now perfectly kneaded, smooth and elastic, you form it into a soft, round ball and place it gently back into the clean ceramic bowl. You cover the bowl with a light, unbleached linen cloth, its fine weave soft and breathable, creating a gentle, protective dome over the dough. The comforting warmth emanating from the gourmet kitchen and the gentle scent of baking dough slowly recedes as you step through a wide, arching doorway, leaving the culinary sanctuary behind. The air immediately shifts, becoming distinctly cooler, crisper, carrying a rich, earthy aroma of sweet hay, warm horseflesh, and the subtle, refined scent of polished leather, a profound and grounding contrast. This is the entrance to your private stables, now bathed in the soft, diffused light of the early morning, a place of quiet strength and ancient connection. Your soft footsteps, now on a packed earth floor, covered with a fresh, thick layer of golden straw, create a faint, dry crackle with each deliberate movement, a gentle sound absorbed by the high, vaulted ceilings. The stables unfold before you, an expanse of dark, aged wood, meticulously maintained, with rows of impeccably clean stalls on either side. Shafts of pale, diffused sunlight stream through high, gridded windows, casting long, gentle patterns across the straw-covered floor, illuminating dust motes, dancing lazily in the still air. The quiet here is deep, a profound stillness punctuated only by the soft, rhythmic snuffle of a horse, a distant, contented sigh, or the almost imperceptible rustle of dry hay being shifted in a manger, creating a soothing ambient symphony of natural sounds. The air is cool and fresh, imbued with the wholesome, earthy smell of the stable, a scent that is both calming and deeply familiar. You begin to walk slowly down the central aisle, your pace unhurried, allowing your gaze to drift over the quiet, powerful forms of the horses in their stalls. Their coats, a rich tapestry of browns, blacks, and chestnuts, gleam softly in the muted light, hinting at their underlying strength and vitality. Some stand with their heads bowed, gently chewing, their movements slow and rhythmic, while others rest, eyes half closed, a picture of profound, unburdened peace. The occasional soft thump of a hoof shifting in the straw, a deep, resonant sound, is absorbed quickly by the quiet of the stable, a gentle punctuation mark in the pervasive stillness. You feel a sense of calm reverence in their presence, a quiet acknowledgement of their ancient, noble spirit. Your steps lead you to a particular stall, its sturdy wooden door polished to a deep, lustrous sheen. As you approach, a beautiful bay horse, its coat, a rich, dark red-brown, slowly raises its head, its dark, intelligent eyes meeting yours with a soft, knowing gaze. The horse's ears, finely sculpted, swivel slightly forward, an almost imperceptible movement that signals its quiet awareness of your presence. The scent of its warm, clean fur, mingled with the sweet aroma of hay from its manger, becomes more pronounced, a gentle, comforting fragrance that invites a deeper connection. You pause at the sturdy wooden half-door, feeling the cool, smooth surface of the polished wood beneath your fingertips, a grounding contact. You extend your hand, slowly, gently, allowing the horse to perceive your intent. Its head lowers slightly, and with an exquisite softness, its velvety muzzle brushes against your outstretched palm, a feather-light, curious touch. You feel the subtle warmth and the delicate texture of its soft whiskers, a fleeting, intimate contact that is both gentle and deeply reassuring. A soft, warm whoosh of its breath washes over your hand, carrying the sweet, grassy scent of its recent meal, a quiet, contented sigh that seems to resonate with the stillness of the stable. The horse nuzzles your hand again, a soft, persistent press, a silent greeting that speaks of trust and quiet affection, a profound moment of connection in the morning calm. Your hand then moves slowly, with an unhurried grace, from its muzzle to its neck, your fingers gently tracing the smooth, warm curve of its powerful form. The soft nuzzle of the bay horse against your palm continues, a gentle, warm pressure that speaks of quiet trust and comfortable familiarity, a direct continuation of the intimate connection you forged moments ago within the hushed sanctity of the stables. The air, still cool and imbued with the wholesome, earthy scent of sweet hay and warm horseflesh, remains profoundly peaceful, a constant, grounding presence. The dappled morning light, filtering through the high windows, now illuminates the dust motes dancing lazily in the still air with a subtle, golden glow, highlighting the quiet beauty of the scene. You slowly withdraw your hand from the horse's velvety muzzle, feeling the lingering warmth on your skin, a soft memory of its gentle presence. Your gaze meets its dark, intelligent eyes once more, a silent exchange of understanding, before you turn with an unhurried grace towards a section of the stall wall where the grooming tools are meticulously arranged. Each brush, each comb hangs neatly on its designated hook, the polished wood handles in gleaming metal, a testament to careful maintenance and precise order. The faint, subtle scent of aged leather, emanating from a nearby saddle, subtly deepens the rich tapestry of aromas in the stable, a quiet promise of purposeful activity. You reach for a soft bristled body brush, its dark wood back smooth and cool beneath your palm. As your fingers close around the handle, you feel the gentle stiffness of the natural bristles, a quiet invitation to begin. A faint, dry whisper of bristles against wood is heard as you lift it from its hook, a small, precise sound that resonates briefly in the quiet air. You bring the brush towards the horse, allowing it to see and acknowledge the tool, a silent communication of intent. The horse stands patiently, its powerful form still and calm, a picture of profound, unburdened peace, its breath, a soft, rhythmic snuffle that gently stirs the air around it. With a slow, deliberate movement, you begin the rhythmic grooming, starting with long, even strokes along the horse's shoulder. The brush glides smoothly over its bay coat, the bristles making a soft, continuous, isho sound, a gentle, rhythmic whisper that seems to harmonize with the horse's steady breathing. You feel the subtle resistance of the fur beneath the bristles, the underlying warmth of the horse's skin radiating through its coat. Each stroke lifts away tiny particles of dust and loose hair, leaving behind a subtle silken sheen that catches the soft light, a quiet testament to the revitalizing effect of your gentle touch. The air around you subtly fills with a faint, clean scent of brushed horsehair, a natural, grounding aroma that deepens the sense of connection. You move slowly, systematically, across the horse's broad back, then down its flank, maintaining the same unhurried, rhythmic strokes. The continuous shush of the brush becomes a hypnotic, soothing sound, a gentle lull that seems to quiet any lingering thoughts, drawing your focus entirely into the tactile experience. You observe the subtle ripple of muscles beneath the horse's skin as you brush, a quiet display of its inherent strength and grace. Its tail might swish gently, a soft, almost imperceptible whoosh of hair through the air, a contented gesture that further deepens the sense of peace. The dappled sunlight continues its slow, imperceptible shift, casting longer, softer patterns across the straw-covered floor, marking the unhurried passage of time. After the body brush, you select a softer finishing brush, its bristles even finer, almost like velvet. With delicate, feather-light strokes, you apply it to the horse's coat, buffing the already smooth fur to an exquisite, deep luster. The sound is an even softer swish-swish, a whisper that is barely audible, yet entirely present in the deep quiet of the stable. The lingering, wholesome scent of hay and polished leather from the stables slowly begins to recede as you step through a weathered, unassuming wooden door, leaving the quiet strength of the horses behind. The air immediately shifts, becoming noticeably cooler and drier, carrying a profound, complex aroma of old paper, aged wood, and a faint, almost imperceptible hint of dust, a quiet testament to forgotten histories. This is the entrance to a private antiquarian's atelier, a sanctuary of slumbering treasures, now bathed in the soft, diffused light of mid-morning, a profound contrast to the vibrant, living energy of the stable. Your soft footsteps, now on a floor of wide, uneven oak planks, create a faint, dry creak with each deliberate movement, a gentle sound absorbed by the vast, quiet space. The atelier unfolds before you, a labyrinth of tall, dark wooden shelves, crammed with an eclectic array of objects, dusty tomes, delicate porcelain, tarnished silver, and obscure instruments, all bathed in a muted, golden light that filters through high, grimy windows. Tiny dust motes dance lazily in the shafts of light, suspended in the still, heavy air, creating an ethereal, almost dreamlike atmosphere. The quiet here is deep, a profound stillness that seems to hum with the untold stories of countless artifacts, inviting a gentle, unhurried exploration. You begin to move slowly through the narrow aisles, your pace unhurried, allowing your gaze to drift over the myriad objects, each one a silent whisper from another time. Your fingertips lightly brush against the cool, smooth spine of a leather-bound book. Then, the rough, intricate carving of a small wooden box. The air is thick with the pervasive scent of antiquity, a grounding aroma that speaks of centuries of quiet existence, of forgotten hands and distant lives. You pause before a tall, glass-fronted cabinet, its dark wood frame intricately carved with delicate, almost faded patterns. The glass itself is slightly opaque with a fine layer of dust, hinting at the treasures held within. With a gentle, deliberate pressure, you reach for the small, ornate brass latch on the cabinet door. The metal feels cool and smooth beneath your fingertips, its surface aged to a dull, muted gleam. As you turn it, a soft, precise click echoes in the quiet space, a small, intimate sound of release. The heavy wooden door swings open with a slow, almost imperceptible groan of ancient hinges, revealing an inner chamber even more densely packed with curiosities. The air within the cabinet feels even cooler, carrying a more concentrated scent of old paper and dry, delicate pigments. A quiet invitation to delve deeper. Your eyes settle on a small, exquisitely crafted silver locket, tarnished to a deep, dark patina, resting on a faded velvet cushion. It is nestled amongst other small, forgotten trinkets, its quiet presence almost overlooked. You extend your hand slowly, carefully, reaching past the other objects with a focused, unhurried precision. Your fingers brush lightly against the cool, dry surfaces of a tiny ceramic doll, then the rough, smooth edges of a polished stone, before gently closing around the locket. The silver feels cool and surprisingly heavy in your palm, its small size belying its substantial weight, a tangible link to a long-ago moment, a quiet secret held within. As you lift it, a faint, dry scrape of metal on velvet is heard, a delicate whisper that seems to resonate with the profound quiet of the atelier, a sound of gentle liberation. You carry the locket to a clear space on a nearby, dark wooden table, its surface worn smooth by countless years of similar transactions. You lay it down gently on a small square of soft, dark velvet cloth, its plush fibers absorbing the sound with a soft, almost imperceptible thump. The small, exquisitely crafted silver locket rests quietly on the soft, dark velvet cloth, its cool, smooth surface, a tangible presence on the dark wooden table, a direct continuation of your discovery in the antiquarian's atelier. The air around you, still imbued with the profound, complex aroma of old paper, aged wood, and a faint, sweet hint of dust, feels perfectly still and cool, a silent testament to the countless histories slumbering within these walls. The soft golden light of mid-morning, diffused through the grimy windows, illuminates the locket with a gentle, reverent glow, highlighting the subtle, faded engraving on its surface, a quiet invitation to delve deeper into its unspoken past. You extend your fingers slowly, deliberately, towards the locket, feeling the cool, smooth texture of the polished silver beneath your touch. With utmost care, your thumb finds the tiny, almost invisible clasp on its side, a delicate, intricate mechanism. You apply the gentlest, most subtle pressure, and with a soft, precise snick, the locket springs open, revealing its inner chambers. The sound is so faint, so delicate, it seems to be absorbed immediately by the deep quiet of the atelier, a secret whisper of release. The two halves of the locket separate, with a slow, almost imperceptible grace, revealing a pair of tiny oval compartments, each lined with a faded, almost crumbling piece of soft cream-colored silk. The silk, now brittle with age, holds a ghost of a long-forgotten scent, a faint, sweet floral essence that speaks of a distant past, a quiet echo of a life lived. Your gaze lingers on the delicate interior, observing the intricate craftsmanship of the small hinges, the way the silver has been meticulously shaped to hold its tiny treasures. In one compartment, a minuscule, faded sepia photograph, no larger than a thumbnail, rests within its silken cradle. The image is blurred by time, yet you can discern the faint outline of a face, a soft, ethereal presence from another era. In the other, a single, delicate strand of hair, now a pale, almost silvery hue, lies carefully coiled, a tangible fragment of a long-lost memory. You imagine the hands that once placed these cherished mementos here, the hopes and affections they held, their quiet stories now whispered across centuries. The cool, smooth silver of the locket feels surprisingly warm in your palm as you hold it open, a subtle transfer of your own living warmth to its ancient metal. With a slow, unhurried grace, you gently bring the two halves of the locket back together. The tiny hinges align with a perfect, almost silent precision. You press the two halves together with a feather-light touch, and the small clasp re-engages with a soft, precise click. A delicate, reassuring sound that seals its secrets once more, returning the locket to its closed, quiet repose. The cool, smooth surface of the silver feels solid and complete again in your hand, a quiet vessel of forgotten stories. You lay the locket back down onto the soft velvet cloth, its substantial weight settling with an almost imperceptible thump, a gentle return to its resting place, awaiting its next moment of silent contemplation. Your attention then drifts to another object nearby on the table, a small, intricately carved jade figurine, no larger than your thumb. Its deep green color is muted by a fine layer of dust, and its surface, when your fingers gently brush against it, feels cool and remarkably smooth, yet with a subtle, almost waxy texture that speaks of its ancient origins. You lift it slowly, feeling its surprising density, the quiet weight of the stone in your palm, a tangible link to a distant culture, a long-forgotten artisan. The soft, diffused light catches the subtle variations in the jade's color, revealing veins of darker green, streaks of pale white, a miniature landscape within the stone. The profound, dust-laden quiet of the antiquarian's atelier gently recedes as you push open a heavy, unassuming wooden door, leaving the silent stories of forgotten treasures behind. The air immediately shifts, becoming significantly warmer and fresher, carrying a clean, earthy scent of sun-baked soil and distant herbs, a vibrant contrast to the ancient aromas of old paper and wood. You step out onto a sun-drenched, winding gravel path, the first light of late morning casting long, delicate shadows across the sprawling expanse of your olive grove, a landscape steeped in timeless tranquility. Your soft-soled shoes make a faint, dry crunch, crunch, crunch against the small, sun-warmed pebbles of the path, a gentle rhythm that harmonizes with the quiet hum of the awakening landscape. The path winds gently between ancient, gnarled olive trees, their silvery green foliage shimmering softly in the increasing sunlight. Each tree, a living sculpture, stands with a quiet dignity, its twisted trunk a testament to centuries of patient growth, its branches reaching outwards with a timeless grace. The air is warm and still, yet carries a subtle, almost imperceptible whisper of a breeze, a faint, clean scent of dry leaves and rich, warm earth that speaks of deep roots and fertile ground, a grounding essence that gently fills your lungs with each slow, deliberate breath. You pause, allowing the full warmth of the morning sun to settle upon your skin, a comforting, pervasive heat that seems to penetrate gently, dissolving any lingering coolness from the atelier. Your hand reaches out slowly, your fingertips gently brushing against a cluster of olive leaves. The leaves are small, slender, and surprisingly firm. Their upper surfaces a deep, muted green, while their undersides reveal a soft, silvery gray hue, catching the sunlight with a delicate, almost metallic shimmer. A faint, dry rustle emanates from the leaves as your fingers pass through them, a delicate whisper that seems to echo the quiet breathing of the grove itself. You feel the subtle texture of the leaves, a faint, almost imperceptible dustiness, a natural patina that speaks of their ancient endurance and connection to the earth. Your gaze drifts downwards, drawn to the magnificent, sculptural forms of the olive tree trunks. Each trunk is a study in ancient strength, its bark deeply fissured and twisted, grooved with countless lines that tell silent stories of seasons, of sun and rain, of long, patient growth. The rough, textured surface of the bark, a deep, muted gray-brown, feels cool and solid when you lightly place your palm against it, a profound, grounding contact with living history. You trace the intricate patterns of the bark with your fingertips, feeling the subtle valleys and ridges, a tactile connection to the tree's enduring resilience. The sunlight, now a brighter, clearer presence, highlights the deep crevices, casting intricate dancing shadows that shift with the slow, imperceptible movement of the sun, creating an ever-changing canvas of light and shade. A gentle, continuous breeze, now slightly more pronounced, rustles through the entire grove, creating a soft, pervasive, shush sound that sweeps through the thousands of leaves, a harmonious, rhythmic whisper that fills the air. This natural symphony is subtly interwoven with the distant, almost imperceptible buzz of a solitary bee, a tiny, industrious presence, and the soft, melodic chirp of an unseen bird, its call echoing faintly from deeper within the grove. The air itself is rich with the faint, peppery scent of ripe olives, mingled with the dry, aromatic fragrance of thyme and wild herbs that grow sparsely beneath the trees, a complex, grounding perfume that speaks of the Mediterranean landscape. You close your eyes for a moment, allowing the soft sounds and subtle scents to wash over you, a deep, unburdened immersion into the natural rhythms of the grove. The gentle, continuous breeze, a soft swoosh through the silvery green leaves, still sweeps through your sprawling olive grove, a natural, rhythmic whisper that has become a constant, soothing presence. The air, warm and dry, now carries a richer, more profound scent. The distinct, earthy aroma of ripe olives, mingled with the dry, fragrant essence of disturbed soil and sun-warmed leaves, a quiet promise of harvest. You stand beneath the ancient, gnarled trees, the late morning sun dappling the ground around you, a direct continuation of your tranquil observation. Your gaze is drawn to the clusters of olives hanging heavy on the branches, their surfaces a deep, glossy green, some already blushing to a rich, dark purple, signaling their ripeness. You reach out a hand, your fingers gently selecting a plump, perfectly formed olive from a low-hanging branch. The fruit feels surprisingly firm and cool beneath your fingertips, its smooth skin, a delicate texture, almost waxy. With a slow, deliberate twist, you detach it from its stem. The separation creates a soft, almost imperceptible thwip sound, a tiny, crisp snap that resonates only in the immediate quiet around you, a sound of gentle liberation. You hold the single olive in your palm, its small, smooth form, a comforting weight. The faint, peppery scent of its skin, now more concentrated, rises to your senses, mingling with the pervasive, earthy aroma of the grove. You turn it slowly, observing the subtle shifts in its deep green and purple hues, the way the sunlight catches its smooth, rounded surface. It is a small, perfect sphere, a quiet marvel of natural growth, a tangible connection to the ancient rhythm of the land. The gentle breeze continues to rustle through the leaves above, a continuous, soft whisper that deepens the sense of peace. Nearby, a wide, shallow woven basket, crafted from sturdy, sun-dried reeds, rests on the packed earth beneath one of the oldest trees. Its natural fibers, a muted golden brown, are smooth and cool to the touch. You approach it with unhurried steps, the soft crunch of gravel beneath your feet, a familiar, grounding sound. With a slow, deliberate movement, you gently drop the olive into the basket. It settles with a soft, dull thunk, a quiet, resonant sound that is immediately absorbed by the quiet air and the other olives already collected within, a subtle addition to the growing harvest. You begin to move slowly among the trees, your hands now engaged in the rhythmic, repetitive task of plucking the ripe olives. Each selection is careful, each twist of the wrist precise, followed by the soft thwip of the fruit detaching from its branch. The sound is a continuous, gentle rhythm, a quiet mantra that fills the air around you, blending seamlessly with the constant souris of the breeze through the leaves. Your fingers work with a focused calm, feeling the cool, firm texture of each olive, the subtle resistance of its stem, the satisfying release. The air around you is thick, with the earthy, peppery scent of the olives, a grounding aroma that deepens with each fruit collected, a profound connection to the ancient, life-giving cycle of the grove. Occasionally you hear the distant, faint thump of an olive falling onto a collecting net spread beneath another tree, a soft, muffled sound that is quickly absorbed by the surrounding quiet. These are the subtle, ambient sounds of a gentle harvest, a quiet symphony of natural labor that unfolds with an unhurried grace. Your breathing deepens, slowing to match the steady rhythm of your hands, a profound sense of peaceful immersion washing over you. The warmth of the sun continues to settle upon your shoulders, a pervasive, comforting heat that seems to permeate gently, dissolving any lingering tension, leaving your muscles soft and unburdened. The lingering, earthy scent of the olive harvest and the gentle warmth of the sun-drenched grove slowly recede as you step through a heavy, insulated door, leaving the vibrant, living landscape behind. The air immediately shifts, becoming profoundly cooler, crisper, and imbued with a delicate, almost imperceptible scent of clean, filtered air, and a faint, subtle whisper of polished metal, a stark yet welcoming contrast to the natural aromas you just left. This is the entrance to your private observatory, a sanctuary of cosmic contemplation, now enveloped in the deep, profound darkness of the late evening, a quiet invitation to explore the boundless expanse above. Your soft footsteps, now on a smooth, cool floor of dark, polished concrete, create no discernible sound as you move further into the hushed, cavernous space. The heavy door closes behind you with a soft, precise concrete, sealing away any remaining sounds from the outside world, leaving you in an absolute, deep silence that seems to absorb all external noise. The light here is minimal, A few strategically placed, dim red indicator lights glowing softly, casting a subtle, muted crimson sheen on the vast, cylindrical walls. The air is perfectly still, maintained at a consistent, cool temperature, creating an atmosphere of pristine calm and quiet anticipation, a profound stillness that invites a deeper breath. You move with an unhurried, almost reverent grace towards the colossal, gleaming form of the telescope that dominates the center of the observatory. Its immense, dark gray metal casing rises majestically, its surface cool and impeccably smooth, absorbing the faint red light rather than reflecting it, giving it a profound, almost ancient presence. Your hand reaches out slowly, your fingertips lightly brushing against the cool, polished metal of its base, feeling its immense, solid weight, a tangible connection to its silent power. The faint, clean scent of the metal, cool and almost sterile, rises subtly to your senses, a grounding aroma that speaks of precision engineering and quiet scientific endeavor. With a focused, unhurried precision, you activate the telescope's control panel, your thumb pressing a small tactile button. A soft, almost imperceptible click 2020-2020-2020-2020-2020, followed by a delicate, ethereal whir that emanates from deep within the instrument's complex mechanisms. It is a sound so subtle, so profoundly quiet, it seems to be woven into the very fabric of the silence. A gentle, continuous vibration that fills the vast space without ever intruding upon its stillness. You feel the faint, almost imperceptible tremor through the floor as the massive instrument begins its slow, deliberate rotation, its internal gears moving with a silent, powerful grace, a quiet awakening. Your gaze drifts upwards, drawn to the immense, circular dome of the observatory overhead. As the telescope begins its alignment, the massive dome responds, its segmented panels beginning to separate with a slow, almost majestic grace. There is a faint, continuous chaude sound as the heavy metal sections glide silently along their tracks. A deep, resonant whisper that speaks of immense weight and perfectly engineered motion. You watch, mesmerized, as a narrow, vertical slit slowly, deliberately opens in the dome, revealing the velvet blackness of the night sky, now studded with the dazzling, countless array of sharp, distinct stars, each one a tiny, shimmering point of pure light against the profound darkness. The cool, clean night air, now flowing gently into the observatory through the opening dome, carries with it the pristine scent of the high altitude, a refreshing contrast to the contained air within. You feel the subtle, almost imperceptible shift in air pressure, a soft, gentle breath of the cosmos entering your sanctuary. The cool, crisp night air, now flowing gently into the observatory through the fully opened dome, carries the pristine scent of high altitude and the profound stillness of the cosmos, a direct continuation of your preparations. The immense telescope, its dark metal casing gleaming softly in the dim red light, stands perfectly poised, its colossal lens silently aimed at a distant, unseen point in the boundless heavens. The soft, rhythmic whir of its internal mechanisms, a deep, continuous thrum, fills the vast, hushed space, a steady, hypnotic pulse that seems to synchronize with the slow, deliberate rotation of the night sky itself. You approach the eyepiece of the telescope, your movements unhurried, almost reverent. The cool, smooth metal of the eyepiece feels solid and precisely engineered beneath your fingertips as you lean in, adjusting your posture slightly. You close your non-observing eye, allowing your vision to focus entirely on the tiny, circular window into the universe. The initial view is a breathtaking expanse of profound darkness, immediately followed by the astonishing clarity of light from unimaginable distances. The air around the eyepiece feels subtly cooler, a faint, almost imperceptible current of purified air that keeps the lens pristine. Your breath slows, deepening to match the profound calm that washes over you, a sense of quiet awe settling deep within. Through the eyepiece, the vast, silent expanse of stars unfolds before you with an exquisite, crystalline clarity. Each star is a distinct, shimmering point of light, no longer a mere speck, but a tiny, perfect jewel, some blazing with a fierce white intensity, others glowing with soft, muted hues of blue and orange, a silent, ancient dance of cosmic fire. You observe the subtle, almost imperceptible drift of these celestial bodies as the telescope, with its silent internal mechanisms, precisely tracks their movement across the night sky. A continuous, seamless follow that holds them perfectly centered in your view. The cool, smooth surface of the eyepiece against your skin is a grounding sensation, a tangible link between your presence and the boundless universe. Your gaze then drifts, guided by a subtle adjustment of the control panel, to a specific region of the sky. Slowly, majestically, a distant nebula begins to reveal itself, a vast, ethereal cloud of gas and dust, painted in incredible, delicate shades of rose, teal, and deep violet. Through the lens you can discern the intricate, almost painterly swirls of cosmic dust, the faint, shimmering tendrils of gas that stretch across light years, illuminated by the distant, hidden births of new stars. The sight is profoundly humbling, a visual whisper of creation on an unimaginable scale, its delicate colors a quiet testament to the universe's inherent artistry. The soft, rhythmic asterisk whir asterisk of the telescope's internal motors continues its low, steady thrum, a constant, soothing presence that fills the deep quiet of the observatory. A gentle, mechanical lull. You remain, unmoving, utterly absorbed in the profound beauty and immense scale of what you are witnessing. The silence of the observatory, broken only by the telescope's soft, consistent hum and the almost imperceptible sound of your own slow, steady breathing, creates a cocoon of peace, a sanctuary where time seems to stretch and soften, allowing for a deep, unburdened contemplation. The cool, clean air flows gently around you, carrying no scent, only a pristine clarity that enhances the sense of vastness. You feel a profound sense of calm, settling within, a quiet wonder at the silent, ancient dance of the cosmos, a deep, unshakable connection to the boundless universe. The vast, silent expanse of stars continues its slow, majestic drift through the telescope's lens, a constant, hypnotic presence. The soft, rhythmic whir of the instrument, a steady, soothing hum, cradles you in the profound quiet of the observatory. The profound, cold quiet of the observatory, with its distant, rhythmic whir of machinery and the vast, dark expanse of stars, slowly yields as you step through a heavy, sound-dampened door. The air immediately shifts, becoming subtly warmer, softer, and imbued with a distinct, complex aroma of linseed oil, turpentine, and a faint, sweet whisper of dried pigments, a profound, grounding contrast to the crisp, sterile air you just left. This is the entrance to your private art studio, now bathed in the gentle, diffused light of early morning, a sanctuary of quiet creation and focused calm. Your soft footsteps, now on a floor of wide, aged oak planks, create no discernible sound as you move further into the expansive, uncluttered space. The heavy door closes behind you with a soft, precise away any remaining sounds from the outside world, leaving you in a deep, pervasive silence that seems to absorb all external noise. The light here is exquisite, a soft, even glow filtering through a bank of tall north-facing windows, illuminating the vast, high-ceilinged room with a luminous, almost ethereal quality. Dust motes, tiny and countless, dance lazily in the gentle light, suspended in the still, warm air, creating an atmosphere of quiet, unhurried presence. You move with an unhurried, almost reverent grace towards the center of the studio, where a tall, sturdy easel stands, holding a large blank canvas stretched tautly on its frame. The canvas, a pristine, unblemished white, catches the soft light with a subtle, almost pearlescent sheen, a quiet invitation to begin. Your hand reaches out slowly, your fingertips lightly brushing against the coarse, textured surface of the canvas, feeling the subtle weave of the linen fibers, the underlying firmness of its tension. The scent of fresh canvas, a dry, earthy aroma, rises faintly, mingling with the pervasive, rich scent of oils, a grounding essence that speaks of creative potential. Nearby, on a large, heavy wooden pallet, a collection of oil paints awaits, arranged in neat, vibrant dollops. Each color, from a deep, rich ultramarine to a bright, delicate cadmium yellow, gleams softly in the morning light, their viscous surfaces holding the light with a quiet intensity. You observe their subtle textures, some thick and opaque, others translucent and almost liquid. Your eyes trace the delicate interplay of light and shadow across their surfaces, each pigment a small, concentrated pool of pure color, a silent promise of future blending and transformation. The air around the palette feels subtly richer, infused with the concentrated, sweet aroma of the oil paints, a deep, earthy perfume that is both invigorating and deeply calming. From a small, dark wooden box, you carefully select a long, slender paintbrush, its handle a smooth, polished cedar, cool and perfectly balanced in your hand. You feel the delicate stiffness of the natural bristles, their fine tips held precisely together, a quiet instrument of expression. The faint, dry whisper of bristles against wood is heard as you lift it from its slot, a small, precise sound that resonates briefly in the quiet air. You turn it slowly between your fingers, observing the subtle sheen of the polished handle, the way the light catches its delicate grain. The air around you remains perfectly still, imbued with the rich, complex aroma of the studio, a deep, pervasive scent that speaks of quiet creation and focused intent. You bring the brush closer to the palette, its fine bristles hovering just above a dollop of deep crimson paint. You pause, allowing your breath to slow, deepening to match the profound calm that washes over you, a sense of quiet anticipation settling deep within. The vast, silent canvas waits patiently on the easel, a white expanse ready to receive its first touch of color. The delicate, ethereal scent of linseed oil and turpentine, mingled with the sweet whisper of dried pigments, continues to permeate the air in your private art studio, a direct continuation of the quiet preparations you began moments ago. The vast, blank canvas, stretched tautly on its easel, still catches the soft, diffused morning light with a subtle pearlescent sheen, a quiet invitation to begin the meditative process of creation. The profound silence of the studio, broken only by the almost imperceptible sounds of your own gentle breathing, creates an atmosphere of focused calm and unhurried anticipation. You hold the long, slender paintbrush, its polished cedar handle a familiar, comforting weight in your hand, its fine bristles poised delicately above the palate. With a slow, deliberate motion, you dip the brush into a dollop of rich, viscous, ultramarine paint. The bristles absorb the color with a soft, almost wet tui. A tiny, intimate sound in the profound quiet of the studio. You lift the brush, observing the dark, luminous paint clinging to its tip, a small, concentrated jewel of color, before bringing it gently to the wooden palette. With a few subtle, circular motions, you blend a hint of a lighter, paler blue into the ultramarine, watching as the colors swirl and intermingle, creating a new, nuanced hue, a quiet alchemy of pigments, a profound sense of transformation. With the chosen color now perfectly mixed, you turn your attention to the waiting canvas. Your hand, guided by a focused calm, brings the brush slowly towards the pristine white surface. The very first touch is featherlight, a delicate initiation. Then, as the bristles make contact, a soft, dry schwisp emerges, a gentle, rhythmic sound that marks the journey of the brush across the canvas. You feel the subtle resistance of the linen fibers against the bristles, the underlying firmness of the taut surface, a tactile connection to the material. The paint glides smoothly, leaving behind a delicate, translucent streak of color, a quiet beginning to the image taking shape in your mind. Each stroke is a deliberate, flowing movement, a quiet dance of hand, brush, and canvas. You watch, mesmerized, as the colors slowly build, layer upon layer, creating subtle shifts in tone and depth. The rhythmic schwisp of the brush becomes a continuous, hypnotic sound, a gentle lull that seems to absorb any stray thoughts, drawing your focus entirely into the tactile and visual experience of painting. You observe the way the paint, thick and viscous, adheres to the canvas, its subtle texture becoming an integral part of the emerging artwork. The air around you is thick, with the rich, complex aroma of the oil paints, a grounding perfume that deepens with each new layer, a quiet story told in scent. You pause, stepping back slightly from the easel, allowing your gaze to take in the evolving canvas. The colors, once separate and distinct, now blend softly into one another, creating seamless transitions, ethereal hazes, and subtle gradations of light and shadow. You notice the delicate interplay of hues, the way a faint touch of a paler blue softens the edge of the deeper ultramarine, a quiet subtlety that speaks of nuanced artistry. The light from the north-facing windows continues to illuminate the canvas, with a soft, even glow, revealing new details, new depths, in the emerging image with each passing moment. The studio remains a sanctuary of profound quiet, a place where time seems to slow, allowing for deep, unburdened thought and gentle, imaginative creation. You return to the easel, taking up the brush once more, your movements unhurried, imbued with a renewed sense of calm and purpose. The rhythmic of the brush resumes, a continuous, soothing presence that fills the vast space. Each new stroke is an extension of the last, a quiet continuation of the creative flow, a gentle unfolding of the vision. The subtle scent of oil paints and the quiet schwisp of brush on canvas gradually recede as you step from the luminous calm of your art studio. A heavy, sound-dampened door swings inward with a soft, deliberate "theed," revealing an entirely new realm of stillness, your acoustically perfect music room. The air here is noticeably cooler, yet profoundly soft, completely devoid of any external echoes or reverberations, a testament to its meticulous design. Your footsteps, now on a plush, deep velvet carpet, create no discernible sound, merely a feeling of luxurious silence beneath your feet. The light is subdued, a rich, warm glow emanating from hidden sconces, illuminating the dark, polished wood panels that line the walls, designed to absorb and diffuse sound with exquisite precision. A faint, sweet scent of aged wood and polished brass subtly permeates the air, a quiet perfume of musical history, a profound contrast to the vivid, creative aromas you just left. Your gaze sweeps across the room, drawn to the collection of instruments, each one a masterpiece of craftsmanship, resting in quiet repose. A grand piano, its polished ebony surface gleaming dully, stands majestically in one corner, its keys a silent invitation. Nearby, a cello, its rich curved wood, a deep, resonant brown, leans gracefully against a velvet-draped stand, its bow resting silently beside it. Each instrument seems to hold a latent energy, a silent promise of melody waiting to be awakened. The dark wood of the instruments blends harmoniously with the wall panels, creating a sense of deep, visual calm. A subtle dusting of fine, almost imperceptible polish residue on the piano's surface catches the muted light, hinting at recent, careful attention. You approach the cello, its presence quietly commanding. Your fingers reach out slowly, gently, tracing the smooth, cool curve of its scroll, then the subtle texture of the highly polished wood of its body. The wood feels surprisingly warm beneath your touch, a living material imbued with countless hours of silent music. You notice the delicate, intricate grain of the spruce top, the subtle sheen of the varnish, reflecting the subdued light in long, gentle streaks. The strings, fine and taut, gleam dully, a silent preparation for their voice. The air around the instrument feels perfectly still, enhancing the quiet anticipation of sound. With utmost care, you retrieve a small, dark wooden tuning fork from a velvet-lined compartment in a nearby cabinet. The fork feels cool and solid in your hand, its polished metal, a muted silver. You hold it gently, then, with a focused, unhurried motion, you strike one of its prongs lightly against the edge of the wooden cabinet. The sound is a pure, clear, resonant asterisk ping, a single, unwavering note that blooms in the acoustically perfect room, hanging in the air for a long, delicate moment before slowly, gradually, imperceptibly fading into the profound silence, leaving only a quiet, resonant echo in your mind. This initial sound is a gentle anchor, a starting point for the delicate work to come, a precise, unburdened reference. You bring the tuning fork close to the cello, holding it steady. Then, with a slow, deliberate movement, your fingers reach for one of the dark, smooth wooden tuning pegs at the top of the cello's neck. The wood of the peg feels solid beneath your fingertips. You turn it with a precise, infinitesimal rotation. A soft, almost imperceptible creak of wood on wood, a tiny sound of adjustment. As you pluck the corresponding string, a single, pure note emanates, a delicate asterisk pling. You listen intently, comparing its subtle vibration to the lingering memory of the tuning fork's perfect pitch, making another minute adjustment, a soft, almost inaudible scrape of the peg against the wood as it settles, seeking that precise, harmonious alignment. The air around you is perfectly still, enhancing the clarity of each delicate sound. The profound stillness of your acoustically perfect music room, now subtly alive with the quiet hum of perfectly tuned strings, continues to envelop you, a direct continuation of your meticulous work with the cello. The air, cool and soft, still carries the faint, sweet scent of aged wood and polished brass, a quiet perfume of musical history that deepens with each slow, deliberate breath. The warm, subdued light from the hidden sconces casts a gentle golden glow on the dark, polished wood panels, creating an atmosphere of profound calm and quiet anticipation. You gently place the tuning fork back into its velvet-lined compartment. The soft, almost imperceptible thump of the metal against the plush fabric resonating briefly before being absorbed by the deep quiet of the room. Your gaze drifts across the collection of instruments, each one now poised in perfect harmony, a silent symphony awaiting its awakening. The grand piano, its polished ebony surface gleaming dully in the soft light, draws your attention. Its silent keys, a quiet invitation to explore the vast landscape of its potential melodies. You feel a profound sense of ready calm, a quiet readiness to transition from preparation to performance. You move with an unhurried, almost floating grace across the plush, deep velvet carpet, your soft footsteps creating no discernible sound as you approach the grand piano. Its immense, dark form stands majestically, a silent, powerful presence. The smooth, cool wood of the piano bench, a rich, dark mahogany, feels solid and grounding beneath your fingertips as you gently pull it out with a soft, almost imperceptible scrape of wood on wood, a delicate sound that quickly fades into the ambient stillness. You settle onto the bench, the soft, firm cushion yielding just enough to cradle your form, providing an immediate sense of secure comfort. Your gaze is drawn to the music stand, an elegant, slender structure of polished brass, positioned perfectly above the piano's keys. A small, carefully organized stack of sheet music rests on a nearby side table, its edges crisp and clean. You reach for the top score, its aged paper a creamy off-white, with a subtle, almost imperceptible texture. As your fingers grasp it, a faint, dry rustle emanates from the pages, a delicate whisper that speaks of its long history and countless silent readings. The paper feels surprisingly cool and smooth beneath your fingertips, yet with a slight, firm resilience, a tangible link to the composer's original intent. With a slow, deliberate grace, you open the score to its first page. The soft, dry flick-flick of the pages turning is a gentle, rhythmic sound, a quiet unfolding of the composition. You lay the open sheet music carefully onto the brass stand, aligning it with meticulous precision. The paper settles with a soft, almost imperceptible swish against the smooth metal, its weight perfectly balanced, its delicate corners held securely in place by two small polished brass clips. The faint, clean scent of old paper, a dry, slightly sweet aroma, rises gently, mingling with the subtle perfume of aged wood and polished brass in the air, a grounding essence that anchors you to this moment of quiet preparation. You allow your eyes to drift over the intricate patterns of notes, the precise markings, the elegant lines of the staves. Each symbol, each delicate curve, holds a hidden melody, a silent promise of sound waiting to be brought to life. Your fingers rest gently on the cool, smooth surface of the ebony and ivory keys, feeling their subtle contours, their silent readiness. The profound quiet of the room, broken only by the almost imperceptible sound of your own slow, steady breathing, creates a cocoon of peace, a sanctuary where time seems to slow, to stretch, to simply be. The soft rustle of sheet music and the silent promise of melodies from your acoustically perfect music room gently recede as you step through a wide, sliding shoji screen. The air immediately shifts, becoming subtly cooler and drier, carrying a pristine, almost scentless clarity, mingled with a faint, earthy whisper of fine sand and polished stone, a profound contrast to the rich aromas you just left. This is the entrance to your meticulously crafted Zen garden, now bathed in the gentle, diffused light of early morning, a sanctuary of profound stillness and quiet contemplation. Your soft footsteps, now on a path of smooth, dark river stones, create no discernible sound as you move further into the hushed, expansive space. The shoji screen slides shut behind you, with a soft, precise pull of scum sealing away any remaining sounds from the interior, leaving you in an absolute, deep silence that seems to absorb all external noise. The garden unfolds before you, a pristine expanse of perfectly raked white sand, punctuated by carefully placed ancient stones, each one a natural sculpture. The light here is soft, even filtering through a delicate bamboo canopy overhead, creating a dappled pattern of light and shadow on the sand, an atmosphere of quiet reverence and unhurried presence. You move with an unhurried, almost reverent grace towards the edge of the raked sand, where a long, slender wooden rake rests, its tines perfectly aligned. The rake, crafted from a pale, smooth bamboo, feels light and balanced in your hands, its polished surface cool and smooth beneath your fingertips. The faint, clean scent of the bamboo, a subtle, earthy aroma, rises gently, mingling with the pristine scent of the sand, a grounding essence that speaks of natural simplicity and focused calm. You pause for a long moment, allowing your breath to slow, deepening to match the profound stillness that washes over you. A sense of quiet anticipation settling deep within, preparing for the meditative ritual to come. With a slow, deliberate movement, you lower the rake to the smooth, unblemished surface of the white sand. The wooden tines make contact with a soft, almost imperceptible scrape, a delicate whisper that marks the beginning of your work. You begin to draw the rake with a steady, even pressure, creating a series of long, parallel lines that stretch across the sand, perfectly straight and equidistant. The rhythmic sh-form 1e scrape, sure, of the rake through the fine grains of sand becomes a continuous, hypnotic sound, a gentle lull that seems to absorb any stray thoughts, drawing your focus entirely into the tactile and visual experience of creating the patterns. You feel the subtle resistance of the sand beneath the tines, the way it yields and then reforms into precise, delicate furrows, a quiet dance of control and surrender. Your gaze follows the path of the rake, observing the pristine, ethereal patterns that emerge on the sand. Each line is a testament to focused calm, a ripple of quiet energy made visible, mimicking the gentle, continuous flow of water. The subtle shadows cast by the newly formed ridges deepen the sense of texture and dimension, creating an intricate, ever-changing landscape of miniature waves. The air around you remains perfectly still, imbued with the clean, dry scent of the sand, a grounding aroma that enhances the sense of profound peace and simplicity. You breathe deeply, allowing the crisp, cool air to fill your lungs completely, before exhaling, with a quiet, gentle release, a profound sense of inner calm settling within your being. You continue to work, moving slowly and deliberately around the carefully placed stones, each one a silent, immovable anchor in the fluid landscape of the sand. The rhythmic shaichash of the rake becomes a continuous, soothing presence that fills the vast, hushed space. The rhythmic scrape of the rake through the fine white sand, a gentle, continuous whisper that has filled your meticulously crafted Zen garden, now slowly, softly fades into the profound quiet. You gently lift the bamboo rake from the perfectly formed patterns, feeling its smooth, cool handle release from your grasp, and place it with deliberate care against a nearby polished stone, its soft, almost imperceptible clink absorbed by the deep stillness. The air, cool and dry, still carries the pristine, earthy scent of fine sand and polished stone, a constant, grounding presence that wraps around you like a soft, invisible cloak. The soft, diffused light of early morning continues to illuminate the intricate patterns on the sand, now complete, a tranquil landscape of miniature waves and ripples, a direct continuation of your meditative work. You turn with an unhurried grace, your soft footsteps on the dark river stones making no discernible sound, and move towards a secluded corner of the garden, where a small, perfectly still pond mirrors the quiet sky. The transition from the dry, raked sand to the liquid expanse of the pond is seamless, a subtle shift in the garden's serene composition. The air here feels distinctly cooler, carrying a faint, fresh scent of pure water and damp earth, a refreshing contrast to the drier air near the sand. You pause at the edge of the pond, allowing your gaze to settle on its surface, an unbroken expanse of profound stillness. The water of the pond is utterly motionless, its surface a perfect, dark mirror reflecting the soft, muted hues of the bamboo canopy overhead and the pale, quiet sky above. Every detail of the surrounding garden, from the delicate tracery of a distant branch to the subtle texture of an ancient stone, is captured with an exquisite, inverted clarity, a silent, ephemeral world existing just beneath the surface. You observe the subtle, almost imperceptible shifts in the reflected light, the way a passing cloud, unseen directly, casts a fleeting shadow across this liquid canvas, only to vanish as quickly as it appeared. The profound quiet of the garden is deepened by the complete absence of any sound from the water itself, no ripple, no whisper, only an absolute, unwavering stillness that seems to absorb all sound. Your eyes drift from the still reflection to the ancient stones that artfully punctuate the pond's perimeter. These are not merely rocks, but weathered, time-worn boulders, their surfaces smoothed by centuries of wind and rain, their forms softened by the slow, persistent embrace of nature. Each stone is unique, its shape and texture a quiet testament to geological time, a silent, immovable anchor in the fluid landscape of the garden. The cool, gray-brown surfaces of the stones are partially covered by a thick, velvety carpet of deep, verdant moss, its rich green color, a vibrant contrast to the muted tones of the rock, a testament to silent, continuous growth. You extend your hand slowly, gently, towards one of these moss-covered stones. Your fingertips lightly brush against the plush, yielding surface of the moss, feeling its unexpected softness, its cool, damp resilience. The texture is intricate, a myriad of tiny, tightly packed fibers, absorbing your touch with a delicate, sponge-like quality. You notice the faint, earthy scent that rises from the moss, a subtle, primal aroma of damp soil and ancient growth, grounding you further in the quiet, natural rhythms of the garden. The coolness of the stone beneath the moss radiates gently through the verdant layer, a constant, refreshing presence. You withdraw your hand, leaving the moss undisturbed, and allow your gaze to return to the pond's still reflection. The entire scene is one of profound, unburdened peace, a quiet harmony where time seems to slow to an almost imperceptible crawl. The profound, still quiet of the Zen garden, with its pristine sand patterns and the silent reflections of the pond, slowly recedes as you step through a heavy, rustic wooden door, leaving the cool, crisp air of the morning behind. The air immediately shifts, becoming noticeably warmer, drier, and imbued with a rich, comforting aroma of burning cedar, pine resin, and a faint, sweet whisper of wood smoke, a profound and grounding contrast to the scentless clarity you just left. This is the entrance to your cozy mountain lodge, now bathed in the deep, flickering glow of a roaring fire, a sanctuary of profound warmth and quiet comfort. Your soft footsteps, now on a thick, hand-woven wool rug, create no discernible sound as you move further into the expansive, yet intimately scaled, space. The heavy door closes behind you with a soft, resonant thump, sealing away any remaining sounds from the outside world, leaving you in a deep, pervasive silence that is now subtly filled by the comforting symphony of the fire. The light here is exquisite, a dynamic dance of flickering orange and soft, deep shadows cast by the flames, illuminating the rough-hewn stone walls and dark, polished timber beams of the lodge with a luminous, almost ancient quality. The air is warm and dry, yet carries a faint, almost imperceptible current of fresh mountain air, a gentle breath that prevents the smoke from lingering, maintaining a pristine clarity. You move with an unhurried, almost reverent grace towards the massive, stone fireplace that dominates one wall of the lodge. The fire within is a vibrant, living presence, its flames leaping and dancing with a mesmerizing energy, casting a warm, pulsating glow across the entire room. Your hand reaches out slowly, your fingertips feeling the intense, radiating heat from the rough-hewn stone hearth, a profound, primal warmth that seems to penetrate gently, dissolving any lingering coolness from the outside world. The faint, clean scent of the burning wood, a sweet, resinous aroma, rises subtly to your senses, a grounding essence that speaks of ancient forests and timeless comfort. You settle into a deep, plush leather armchair positioned perfectly before the hearth, its aged material soft and yielding beneath you, cradling your form with a comforting familiarity. The subtle creak of the leather, a soft, almost imperceptible whisper, is the only sound as you shift your weight, finding your perfect, comfortable posture. Your gaze is drawn entirely to the fire, watching the mesmerizing dance of the flames, their orange and red hues shifting and intertwining with a captivating grace. The rhythmic news crackle, pop, hiss of the burning logs becomes a continuous, hypnotic sound, a gentle lull that seems to absorb any stray thoughts, drawing your focus entirely into the primal warmth and light. You watch as a large log, its bark still visible, slowly begins to transform, its outer layers charring to a deep, velvety black, before subtly collapsing inwards with a soft, resonant thump-thump, sending a shower of tiny, sparkling embers upwards into the dark chimney. The sound is a deep, satisfying punctuation mark in the fire's symphony, a gentle reminder of its constant, powerful transformation. The heat radiating from the hearth is pervasive, a deep, internal warmth that spreads through your limbs, dissolving any lingering tension, leaving your muscles soft and unburdened. The air around you is thick with the rich, comforting aroma of wood smoke, a grounding perfume that deepens the sense of profound peace and security. The light from the fire continues its dynamic dance, casting ever-shifting patterns of light and shadow across the rough-hewn stone and polished timber. The lodge remains a sanctuary of profound quiet, a place where time seems to slow, allowing for deep, unburdened thought and gentle, imaginative contemplation. The deep, rhythmic crackle, pop, hiss of the roaring fire continues its comforting symphony, a steady, hypnotic presence that fills your cozy mountain lodge, a direct continuation of your quiet repose in the plush armchair. The air, warm and dry, now carries a richer, more pervasive aroma. The distinct, earthy scent of burning pine and cedar, mingled with a faint, sweet whisper of wood smoke, a profound and grounding perfume that settles around you like a soft, invisible blanket. The flickering orange and deep shadows cast by the flames continue their mesmerizing dance across the rough-hewn stone walls and dark timber beams, creating an atmosphere of profound warmth and quiet comfort. You reach for a soft, impossibly fine cashmere throw draped over the arm of your armchair. Its deep, muted charcoal color seems to absorb the firelight, creating a subtle, shifting sheen. As your fingers grasp the fabric, you feel its exquisite softness, its delicate, almost weightless texture, a quiet promise of luxurious warmth. The subtle friction of the cashmere against itself as you gather it creates a faint, dry, swish-swish sound, a delicate whisper that is absorbed by the deep quiet of the lodge, a gentle preparation for an even deeper surrender to comfort. With a slow, unhurried grace, you pull the cashmere throw over your lap, allowing its generous folds to settle around your legs, then gently draping it over your shoulders. The fabric feels incredibly soft and yielding against your skin, a feather-light embrace that immediately imparts a profound sense of warmth and security. You adjust it slightly, feeling the subtle weight of the cashmere, its inherent ability to retain heat, creating a perfect, comforting cocoon. The faint, clean scent of the cashmere, a delicate, natural wool aroma, rises subtly, mingling with the pervasive wood smoke, a harmonious blend of natural, grounding essences. Your gaze remains fixed on the mesmerizing dance of the flames within the stone hearth. Each tongue of fire, from the smallest ephemeral blue flicker to the largest, most vibrant orange leap, moves with an unceasing, captivating energy. You watch as they twine and intertwine, creating intricate, ever-changing patterns of light and shadow on the dark, rough surface of the burning logs. The rhythmic crackle, pop, hiss of the fire becomes a continuous, hypnotic sound, a gentle lull that seems to absorb any stray thoughts, drawing your focus entirely into the primal warmth and light, a profound sense of deep, unburdened peace. You lean back deeper into the plush comfort of the leather armchair, feeling the softness of the cashmere against your skin, the pervasive warmth of the fire against your front. Your breathing deepens, slowing to match the steady, rhythmic pulse of the burning logs, a quiet synchronicity with the ancient element. The scent of pine and wood smoke, now a rich and comforting presence, fills your senses, a grounding aroma that seems to settle deep within your chest, dissolving any lingering tension. The soft flickering light from the fire creates long, dancing shadows that stretch and contract across the wooden beams of the ceiling, a silent, mesmerizing ballet of light and dark that gently lulls your awareness. The lodge remains a sanctuary of profound quiet, a place where time seems to slow, allowing for deep, unburdened thought and gentle, imaginative contemplation. The rhythmic crackle, pop, hiss of the fire continues its low, steady thrum, a constant, soothing presence that fills the vast, hushed space. You feel a profound sense of peace settling deep within your being, a quiet harmony with the ancient, comforting presence of the flames. wrapped in the soft, luxurious warmth of cashmere. The warm, dry air flows gently around you, and the flickering light invites a deeper, more profound sense of rest. The comforting warmth of the roaring fire, its rhythmic crackle, pop, hiss, and the pervasive scent of pine and wood smoke slowly begin their gentle fade as you make your deliberate exit from the cozy mountain lodge. The soft, luxurious cashmere throw, which had enveloped you moments ago, is now gently folded and placed aside. Its subtle warmth, a lingering memory on your skin. The air immediately shifts, becoming profoundly cooler, crisper, and imbued with a pristine, almost scentless clarity, a refreshing contrast to the rich, earthy aromas you just left. This is the quiet transition to your exquisitely appointed sleeping chamber, now enveloped in the deep, profound darkness of the late evening, a quiet invitation to surrender to ultimate rest. Your soft footsteps, now on a thick, deep pile carpet, create no discernible sound as you move further into the hushed, expansive space. The heavy, sound-dampened door to your chamber closes behind you with a soft, precise cone, sealing away any remaining sounds from the lodge, leaving you in an absolute, deep silence that seems to absorb all external noise. The light here is minimal. A few strategically placed, dim amber indicator lights glowing softly, casting a subtle, muted warmth on the pristine surfaces. The air is perfectly still, maintained at a consistent, cool temperature, creating an atmosphere of profound calm and quiet anticipation, a deep stillness that invites a slower, more settled breath. You move with an unhurried, almost floating grace towards the majestic bed that dominates the center of the chamber. Its immense dark wood frame, meticulously carved with subtle, elegant details, rises gracefully, its polished surface gleaming dully in the dim light. The bed is a sanctuary of comfort, piled high, with layers of the finest linens and softest pillows, a quiet promise of profound repose. Your hand reaches out slowly, your fingertips lightly brushing against the cool, smooth surface of the polished dark wood of the bedside table, feeling its solid, unwavering presence, a tangible connection to the quiet strength of the furniture. The faint, clean scent of fresh linen, a delicate, almost ethereal aroma, rises subtly to your senses, a grounding essence that speaks of pristine care and gentle preparation. With a slow, deliberate movement, you reach for the edge of the silken duvet, its surface an exquisite, deep, charcoal gray, almost black, catching the dim light with a subtle, luxurious sheen. Your fingers grasp the cool, smooth fabric, feeling its unexpected lightness, its delicate, almost liquid drape. You pull it back with an unhurried grace, the silk sliding effortlessly over the crisp white linen sheets beneath, creating a soft, continuous shuish sound, a delicate whisper that is absorbed by the deep quiet of the chamber, a gentle unveiling of your private sanctuary for rest. The sound is profoundly soothing, a quiet prelude to the profound peace that awaits. You settle into the bed, your body sinking gently into the plush, bespoke mattress. It yields just enough, cradling your form with an exquisite balance of support and softness, an immediate, profound sense of release permeating every muscle. The cool, smooth whisper of the Italian silk sheets against your bare skin is a delicate, continuous caress, a sensation of pure, unadulterated luxury. You feel the subtle texture of the finely woven linen beneath the silk, a soft, almost imperceptible friction that is both comforting and grounding. Your head finds its perfect resting place on the soft, down-filled pillow, its cool, smooth surface, a gentle invitation to surrender. You lie there, utterly still, allowing the profound quiet of the chamber to wash over you, a soft, heavy blanket of silence. Your eyes, now accustomed to the dim, amber light, might drift across the smooth, pristine ceiling, observing the faint, soft shadows cast by the subtle lighting, a gentle, unhurried dance of light and dark. The profound quiet of your exquisitely appointed sleeping chamber continues to hold you gently, a soft, heavy blanket of silence that has settled deep within the very fabric of the room. You lie perfectly still, cradled in the luxurious embrace of your bed, the cool, smooth whisper of the Italian silk sheets against your bare skin, a constant, delicate caress, a direct continuation of the deep comfort you found moments ago. The air around you, perfectly still, cool, and pristine, carries only the faintest, most delicate scent of calming lavender, an ethereal perfume that subtly deepens the sense of peace, inviting a profound, unburdened surrender. Your body sinks further into the plush, bespoke mattress, its yielding surface molding perfectly to your form, supporting every subtle curve with an exquisite balance of softness and resilience. You feel a profound sense of weightlessness, as if gently suspended, every muscle in your body softened and lengthened by this effortless support. The cool silk sheets shift almost imperceptibly with your slow, rhythmic breaths, creating a delicate, almost inaudible, swish-swish sound, a feather-light friction that whispers against your skin, a continuous, soothing presence that seems to lull your awareness even deeper. The coolness of the silk, a constant, refreshing sensation, provides a delicate counterpoint to the gentle warmth of your own body, a perfect, harmonious balance that prevents any distraction. You allow your awareness to drift, gently unfurling, as your head rests in its perfect hollow on the soft, down-filled pillow. The cool, smooth surface of the pillowcase, made of the same exquisite silk, feels like a cloud beneath your cheek, its subtle texture barely perceptible. Your breathing deepens further, becoming even slower, more regular, an almost imperceptible intake and release of air that seems to echo the profound stillness of the chamber. Each exhalation is a quiet release, a gentle letting go of any lingering tension, a soft surrender to the pervasive calm, the faint, delicate scent of lavender, now almost entirely absorbed into the very air you breathe, becomes an internal presence, a subtle, comforting anchor for your drifting thoughts. The dim amber light from the strategically placed indicator lamps casts long, soft shadows across the smooth, pristine ceiling, their edges blurred and indistinct, creating a gentle, unhurried dance of light and dark that soothes your eyes. You watch, without truly focusing, as these shadows lengthen and shorten with an almost imperceptible rhythm, a visual lull that gently guides your mind towards a deeper state of relaxation. The complete absence of any external sound, the profound, absolute quiet of the chamber, allows your internal world to soften, to expand, to become as vast and unburdened as the dark expanse beyond the windows. There is no urgency, no demand, only a boundless, tranquil space for quiet rest. The gentle, consistent coolness of the air, perfectly maintained, flows softly around you, a constant, refreshing caress that prevents any feeling of discomfort. You feel utterly suspended, adrift, in a sea of perfect stillness and subtle, comforting sensations. The cool silk, the plush mattress, the delicate scent of lavender, the soft shadows, all blend into a profound, multi-sensory lull that cradles your awareness, Your thoughts, once gently engaged, now begin their final descent, slowing, softening, dissolving into the vast, tranquil expanse of the chamber, becoming as fluid and unburdened as the air around you, losing their distinct edges, blurring into a soft, formless peace. You feel a deep, unshakable sense of peace, settling profoundly within your entire being, a quiet harmony with the absolute stillness that completely envelops you. The gentle, consistent coolness of the air, the soft, smooth textures beneath you, and the delicate, calming scent all merge into a single profound sensation of utter tranquility.